Okay, how's it going, everyone? We've got some Major League Baseball for you today on this Wednesday afternoon as the San Diego Padres take on the Chicago Cubs. It's kind of do or die for the Padres. They're already down. Losing yesterday, of course. I believe the score was 1-3. I could be wrong. No, it was 1-3. The Cubs, of course, were behind early. The Padres took an early 1-0 lead. And then the Cubs bats kind of came alive a little bit early, or later, I should say, in the fifth. 2 runs there. I believe they were back-to-back home runs, if I recall. Yeah, they were. Yeah, Kelly and Suzuki. Not much hitting yesterday. Really, the only game with any hitting was the Reds and Dodgers, but more on that in a moment. But yeah, the Padres came out flat in their first game. Only 4 hits, of course, only scoring 1 run. For the Cubs, hey, they got to be pretty happy again, scoring 3 runs. Not going to win you many baseball games, but it was enough yesterday. As, again, there was a lot of pitching in yesterday's game. So, yeah, definitely something to look forward to today. Again, might see the same thing. We got some good pitchers on the mound for both teams. Starting pitcher for the Padres is Dylan Cease. He's been pretty good. 8-12. That might not be, again, the ERA 4.55, but I'm telling you, he has been very good. 1.33 ERA. Last 7 starts a little bit better than he has been all year. 4.33. Whip of a 1.39. Again, he hasn't really been in the form that you'd expect, but at any given time, he can just kind of find that form again, and I think it's doable. I think it's definitely something to look out for today. As far as the Cubs starting pitcher, they have a reliever starting, so I'd imagine it's probably going to be a starter coming in after Kittredge. Kittredge was 4-3 with a 3.40 ERA with a whip of a .98. Last 7 appearances, 2.57, whip of a .71. So, again, very solid. But, again, I don't think he will. I think it's going to probably be a starting pitcher right after him. Again, how's it going, George? Good to see you. Sean, how's it going? Kenneth, how are you doing? I am doing okay. We're hanging in there, ready to get some baseball here in Chicago. About 5 more minutes until first pitch. So hopefully that speeds us, or, hopefully we get there pretty fast because, I want some baseball. I want it now. ESPN having the Cubs winning today, actually. 60% of, I guess, all the simulations have the Cubs winning, and only 40% for the Dodgers, or Padres. Ooh, might tick off some Padres fans. Of course, again, yesterday, Cubs winning 3-1. During the season, the statistics, favoring the Padres in the pitching department. As far as batting, though, it seems to have went with the Cubs. Really, the main difference is slugging percentage. Padres slugging .390 during the season, and then, of course, the Cubs slugging .430. Just 40 points. That is a big difference when it comes to baseball. So, yeah, that is what's happening there. Again, the scores from... currently happening, the Tigers and the Indians are tied at 1 apiece. The Guardian Indians, whatever. They struck first, actually, and it was a solo shot. I think that was in the 2nd inning, if I recall. I could be wrong. But the Tigers are the ones that are actually getting hits. But right now, again, they're tied at 1 apiece. And then as far as yesterday's scores, again, around Major League Baseball, for the most part, they were low-scoring games. Saw 2-1 yesterday, Tigers over the Indians. And then, of course, the Cubs in Game 1 of this series, they took it 3-1. And then the Red Sox won 3-1. And the Yankees actually had bases loaded, nobody out in the bottom of the 9th. And they couldn't push across anybody. So that was a kind of, Chapman did good. Did bad, but he also did good. And then, of course, we covered the game last night, Dodgers and Reds, 10-5. So that one game put up more runs than the other 3 combined. So that was interesting. Draven going with the Cubs, ? Will the Padres pull it off? I think they can. I think, again, it's 2 really solid teams playing today. Well, really just in general. I think most of us would agree these are pretty good opening rounds. I mean, whether you want to disagree or not on the Reds or Dodgers, I won't really push back on it. But, Red Sox, Yankees, obviously Padres, Cubs, Tigers, Indians, and that's very interesting because the Tigers are so good. And then, of course, they kind of fell apart. Then the Indians started rising towards the end of the season. So very, very interesting dynamic there. I actually picked the Tigers to win that series. I don't know if I have it here. Yeah, I had the Tigers My pick was Detroit. In the Red Sox-Yankees, I had New York. In the Dodgers Red Series, I went with the Dodgers. And then the Padres-Cubs, I actually went with the Padres, but I'm looking to be pretty much eliminated in that part of the bracket there, so we'll see. But again, maybe the Padres do show out the last 2 games, but right now, they didn't look good. Only 4 hits yesterday. You can't do that. You can't do that when it comes to playoff baseball. Let's see. Will the Padres pull it off again? I think so. Talk about the lineups. I'll get to that in a sec. Tatis going yard. He needs to, Sean. He needs to. How many whiffs? Probably more whiffs than home runs. But, I mean, if he gets 1 home run, then it's a good day. Starting lineups for the home team, the Cubs. Michael Busch, he's going to be at first. Nico Horner at second. Ian Happ is going to be in left. Kyle Tucker is DHing. Seiya Suzuki is in right. Carson Kelly is catching. Pete Crow Armstrong is center today. Dansby Swanson in short, and then Matt Shaw at third. And, of course, again, Andrew Kittredge probably just going to pitch an inning. If I had to guess, I could be wrong. But he is the starter, and, again, I think they'll slide in the starter in the second. That's usually what they do if they start a reliever. For the visiting Padres, again, they're hoping that, hey, they get to play tomorrow, because if they don't play tomorrow, then their season is over. Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to be starting things off in right. Luis Arias at first. Manny Machado at third. Jackson Merrill in center. Xander Bogaerts at short. Ryan O'Hearn DHing. Gavin Sheets in left. Jake Cronenworth is at second. And I believe that's Freddie Fermin catching. And, of course, again, Dylan Cease is the pitcher. Yeah, Ben Sheets. Shout out to the Brewers legend, but he is not playing left today. So, again, hopefully we are starting very soon. They are returning to coverage. So, yeah. Again, I'll try to do 3D, folks. I know that's something that is definitely requested, but there are times that, last night I was getting really frustrated with it. So, we'll see. I don't want to promise anything and not deliver it, but we're going to give it a shot. But if it's lagging and doing all that stuff, I am not going to have any part of it. So the Cubs are warming up. So, again, we're just about a minute or so away. You can check the watch. Make sure, again, if you haven't done so already, to like and subscribe if you're a visitor here today. Well, thank you again for letting me call this game for you, or at least for the moment. Hopefully I do a good enough job. And, hopefully you enjoy the content, because this is what I do, folks. I call games. Rockies Pirates World Series, I'm betting $2 million. Well, considering they're both in the NL. All right, we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. Again, if it does mess up, though, I will just stick to the batters, and you'll just have to weep and cope, because I'll be weeping and coping. Because, again, this was very annoying yesterday. All right. Fernando Tatis Jr. is at the plate. Rockies lost 115 games. Yeah, it's impossible. Pirates White Sox, or Rockies White Sox sounds pretty good, or Pirates Athletics. Yeah. All right, this is Fernando Tatis Jr. digging in. Kittredge, the starter for this one. Again, it's still 1-1 there in Cleveland as Kittredge sets, kicks, and deals. Swing and a foul tip. And already it's 0-1 to Tatis. Yesterday saw 13 pitches and just couldn't connect on any of them. Chasing a lot. Only 3 pitches in the zone. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. That is outside, and it's 1-1 slider. Just slid too much. There goes your Monopoly money. Yep. Hey, McDonald's is actually doing a Monopoly thing. I saw that on the drive past McDonald's today. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit, and that's going to get down for a base hit. So already Fernando Tatis's day is better than yesterday. So that might be something for the Padres. Again, they look to put up points, runs, whatever you want to call it, hits. They need stuff happening today. So glad the Giants fired Bob Melvin. Yeah, the Giants need a different voice, need a different leader. I hear Derek Shelton is available. All right, that's going to bring up Luis Arias as Kittredge sets, kicks, and flicks. The bunt is down, and that's going to be fouled back. And I say flicks because he really does it's all like forearm. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Kittredge pitch, but he doesn't use his whole arm. It's like just really the top half. It's very interesting. That's definitely not good for his arm long term, but it is what it is. 0-1 count. Kittredge sets, rocks and fires. That's going to be cut on and fouled back. And very quickly 0-2 to Luis Arraez. Tatis was on the run. He's going to have to retreat back to first. Tatis still second. Well, hey, he was trying to do the hit and run. 0-2 count to Luis Arraez. He batted .292 during the regular season, looking to get on here. Kittredge sets. He's still set. Kicks and deals. That's going to be poked, and that's going to get past the second baseman, but Tatis was kind of hesitating because he wasn't sure if it would be caught by him. So just like that, 2 hits. Again, they only had 4 yesterday, so already halfway to what they had yesterday. What up, Dr. DeLay? How's it going, RC? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thank you for checking in as always, RC. Watch the bat. I'm watching. I promise, Kenneth, I'm watching. Watching the game. Manny Machado coming on up to the plate batting, or he batted .275 during the regular season. Yesterday was 0 for 3 with a walk. Kittredge sets and delivers. Machado chops this one foul. And again, you're seeing already the annoyance I had yesterday with this thing. So, yeah, again, I don't know if I continue this because I don't like dealing with it. And then they really like to zoom in on a umpire's rear. 0-1 count. Kittredge sets, rocks and fires. That is low, and it's 1-1. Again, runners on first and second. If you're just tuning in, Padres, a pair of hits, nobody out. Machado at the plate. 1-1 count. Kittredge delivers, and that's going to be low. And it's 2-1. 2-1 count to Manny Machado. Again, runners on first and second. Kittredge sets, kicks, and deals. That's going to be yanked to left, and that's going foul. 2-2. Go Cubs. Go less than only. I have no idea. 2-2 count. Kittredge sets, rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 1 away. That was huge. Again, the Padres were looking good for the first 2 batters getting on. They're looking for someone to bring them home. As Machado is just chilling in the dugout. Trying not to make many comments about that. Did bother me, though, yesterday. I'm not going to lie. All right, this is Jackson Merrill. Merrill sets and delivers. That's a swing and a miss, and it's strike 1. Oh, and 1 count to Jackson Merrill. Kittredge sets, kicks and deals. That's been cut on and fouled back. This is interesting. Just looking at some things here. Says I'm live, but I don't think I am. 0-2 count. Kittredge sets. Cubs fans are on their feet and fires. That is low, and it's 1-2 again. Padres' first 2 batters getting on. They're looking for someone to bring them home. Only 1 run yesterday, 4 hits in the entire game. Already 2 hits here. Apparently, the Padres only have 1 run in their last 33 postseason innings. That's not good. 1-2 count. Kittredge sets, and there's a fake pickoff attempt, but nothing doing. Kittredge Sets. And fires. Cut on, and that's fouled back. Once again, 1-2 to Jackson Merrill. Kittredge sets, rocks, and fires. Runners go. He's going to fake throw it. It's a double steal. Now there's runners on second and third. Tatis and Arias both doing their job, and both runners now in scoring position. If he would have thrown it, it would have been, I don't know. I think he could have made it. I think he could have made the throw. Kittredge sets and fires. Merrill scoops this to right. And that's going to be caught for out number one. Tatis going to tag up. And that is going to be a run for the Padres. Now there's a runner on third with 2 outs. I think I'm just going to stick with the batters at this point. I think I'm just going to stick with the batters. I'm just showing you guys this. It is what it is. All right, Xander Bogaerts coming up to the plate. I can actually give you more stats, too. Well, no, I can't. Apparently, I thought I could. All right, Kittredge sets and fires. That is low, and it's 1-0. Again, a runner on third for Xander Bogaerts. Yesterday was 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI. The only RBI yesterday. Kittredge, and he fires. That's going to be yanked to the left, and that's going foul. So 1-1 to Bogaerts. Again, 1 man on. He's at third, 2 outs. Kittredge doesn't like the sign. He likes this one. Sets. Kicks and deals. That's going to be yanked to the left, but it's right to the left fielder for out number 3. Padres do score a run, though. The first 2 hits get aboard, and they eventually knock one in with the sacrifice fly. 1-0, Padres leading over the Cubs. Folks, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is what I do, folks. I call games. So definitely like and subscribe as I try to refresh everything. But again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you're a fan of MLB. And I'm trying to just change all this stuff over here. You hear all the clicking and all this stuff. Tigers, Indians still, yep, 1-1. Been keeping an eye on that one. Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on it. Let's go ahead and, actually, yeah, we'll keep that there. Let's go and refresh this. That way it's more up to date. Again, the Tigers, 6 hits, just 1 run. The Indians, just 2 hits, and they've matched the Tigers in runs. Of course, they scored first, so there is that. But, yeah, you would think the Tigers would be ahead. Would be a pretty disappointing ending to the season for the Indians, you know, to come back and then just get swept by the team that you replaced. Again, the starting pitcher, just in case you missed it, is Dylan Cease during the regular season. 4.55 ERA. 8-12 record, 1.33 whip. He's not too bad. I know the stats might not be there like it has been in the past for him, but he's pretty good. He's a solid pitcher. So again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure again to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Padres on the board, yep. Oh yeah. And of course I do have a poll. Feel free to let me know who you think's going to win this one. Right now, 58% of you have the Cubs winning today. That means it's a sweep. That means no more baseball tomorrow for the Padres or the Cubs. Cubs will be, of course, playing, I believe the winner of this series goes to Milwaukee on Saturday. That would be very interesting. Either team going to Milwaukee would be a good series. And right now it's trending, of course, for the Doyers to head to Philly. All right, Bush again at the plate. Cease, again, his stats, not the best season for him. Again, he's still one of the better ones as Cease kicks and deals. That's going to be cut on and fouled back. Bush yesterday was 1 for 3 with the walk. 0-1 count to Michael Bush. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be in there for a called strike. I predict the Padres emerge victoriously today. Hey, I can see it too. Again, both really good teams. It's a wild card matchup. Again, that shows you the depth of the NL. I think the NL very much is the winner this year. So that's going to be fouled back, and the count remains 0-2. I mean, the Brewers, they can win it all. The Phillies can win it all. The Dodgers, of course, can win it all. And then the Cubs, Padres can win it all. The Reds, I think they're just happy to be here. Probably the only team or fan base that is just pretty happy to be here. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be hit to right. It's got a lot of height, but that's going to be caught by Merrill for out number 1. A lot of height indeed. Definitely getting the Cubs fans pretty excited. That'll bring up Nico Horner. During the regular season, batted .297, had 7 homers. Yesterday was 2 for 3 with an RBI and a sacrifice fly. So pretty good yesterday for Nico Horner. Here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Braves let go, Bryant. Yep, Snitker, he's gone. Despite Manny whiffing 3 times, which I also, this guy. 0-1 count. Here's the windup in the pitch. That's a check swing. Did he go? He did not. 1-1 count. 1-1 count, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Nobody on. Dylan Cease kicks and deals. That's going to be hit right up the middle, and that is through for a base hit. All right, 1 man on, 1 out. That will bring up Ian Happ. Ian Happ, during the regular season, batted .243. Yesterday was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. So you could say he's due. Nico and Luis Arias, 2 contact hitters, sharing a little laugh there. Cease will set and deliver. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. In his career, Ian Happ is 1 for 21 against Cease. Cease has 10 strikeouts. So Happ cannot see Cease at all. Here's the 0-1. That is upstairs, and it's 1-1. Is Ian Happ happy? Probably not. Not after yesterday's performance. 0 for 4 and 3 strikeouts. And again, he's facing a guy that he only has 1 hit on in his career. 1 for 21. That is not good, folks. 1-1 count. Cease delivers. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 2 looks, I don't know. It just looks, I don't know. He just can't seem to read him. 1-2 to Ian Happ, the Pittsburgher that plays for the Cubs. Cease looks over at first, sets, rocks, and fires. Checked his swing. Did he go? He did not. It's 2-2. Two and 2 count. Cease looks over at first. Sets and fires. Swing and a miss. And Ian Happ's at-bat will cease to exist. I will see myself out. That'll bring up Kyle Tucker. Tucker, during the regular season, batted .266. Yesterday was 0 for 3. And I believe that is it. He was 0 for 3. Cease sets. Kicks and deals. That is in there for a called strike. 98 on the gun. 0-1 to Dylan Cease, or pardon me, to Kyle Tucker, showing Dylan Cease's stats here. Stats-wise, he had 11.5 strikeouts per 9. That actually led all of Major League Baseball. That's going to be cut on and hit to left. But Sheets is there to make the catch for out number 3. All right. We are 1 through, and the Padres lead 1-0 over the Cubs. And here is, Shota Imanaga. Yep, that's what I thought would happen. They would just do the reliever, and then they would go ahead and put the starter in. This is Shota Imanaga, the de facto starter. He'll be coming in the second inning. During the regular season was 9-8, 3.73 ERA, whip below a 1. I mean, that is very good. That is very good indeed. Not quite, pardon me, like last year's, but, a lower whip, a lower batting average, and yet just allowed more home runs, and that is a killer. Home runs are a killer, folks. I'm sure you know this. But yes, that is your new pitcher for the Cubs, and expect him to go a few innings. Folks, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is what I do, folks. I call games. So, again, if you like MLB, if you like baseball, if you like football, definitely like and subscribe. And, of course, I'm going to try to do every single possible game tomorrow, if there's any game 3. So if this one does go to a game 3, expect me to be back here tomorrow. I'll be doing that. Except for Yankees and the Red Sox. I can confirm I will not be calling that series at all. But the other 3 are still up, and most likely, just in case it does happen. O'Hearn, Sheets, and Cronenworth will be due up for the Padres in the top of the second. And again, feel free to chat down below. Talk about whatever you'd like. I try to read as many comments as possible. Still around 58% here on the votes. Again, feel free to vote in the poll. 12 of you guys have voted. 58% of you believe the Cubs will win today. Again, this is Shota Imanaga. 5% walk rate. That is pretty good. MLB average is 8%. So not too shabby. ERA again of 3.73, but again, that was, his whip was below 1, so pretty good. Anyway, this is O'Hearn. Here's the pitch. That is just outside. And it's 1-0. Ryan O'Hearn yesterday was 0 for 3. Acquired by the Padres from the Orioles this year. So that's going to be outside, and it's 2-0 to Ryan O'Hearn. 2-0 counts. It's a lefty on lefty. It should favor Imanaga as he sets and fires. That's to be cut on and fouled back. And it's 2-1. Imanaga sets. They're showing his 31 home runs. 27 of them came from righties. Here's the pitch. That's going to be popped up. It may be playable. It is. Kelly makes the catch for out number 1. Oh, that is Sheets. Sheets already. Yep, okay. All right, Sheets coming to the plate as Imanaga sets. Kicks and deals. Sheets sends this to center. PCA, though, already under it, and will make the catch for out number 2. All right, 2 away quickly for the Padres. That'll bring up Jake Cronenworth. Cronenworth batting .246, OPS of .744, 11 homers and 59 RBIs. Imanaga sets. rocks and fires. That is outside, and it's 1-0. The son of former O's outfielder Larry Sheets. Oh, okay, it's interesting. Cronenworth was 0 for 3 yesterday. Looking to turn things around here as are many of the Padres. Here's the 1-0, and that's going to be outside, but it's called a strike. It's 1-1. Detroit right now in the top of the 7th. They are on base runners on the corners with 2 outs though. 1-1, and Managa sets and fires. That is upstairs. And it's 2-1. 2-1, Managa. He sets, kicks, and fires. That's going to be cut on and fouled back, and he'll see another. The fewest home runs in the regular season, the Pirates, believe it or not, shocker, 117. The next closest, 148 by the Cardinals. Padres, though, at 152. So not much power this year for the Padres, as everyone is on their feet. 2-2, here's the pitch. That's going to be, once again, fouled back. And the count remains 2-2 to Jake Cronenworth. Two and two count. Padres again. It's a do or die for them. Imanaga sets and fires. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Down goes Cronenworth. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is Padres 1, Cubs nothing. Folks, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is what I do. I call games. So, again, if you like Major League Baseball, if you like NFL, make sure, again, to like and subscribe. That like button, very helpful to people like me. 1-1, Tigers and the Indians. The Tigers couldn't push anyone across there. Checking it out here. Padres again. Obviously, we're covering that one. Is Kittredge still pitching? He is not. Kittredge was yanked. He most likely was going to just pitch the 1 and then the starter, I predicted this. So Imanaga now going to be taking the reins. So no, Matthew Kittredge is gone. But yeah, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's a growing channel. First day of October. So I can't say 2 months ago we were at 343. I can tell you, though, at the end of July we were at 343. Again, we're over 1,200 today. So again, we are on a growing pace. So definitely appreciate you guys for choosing me. I know there's a lot of competition out there. I know it. Due up for the Cubs will be Suzuki, Kelly, and Crow Armstrong. Suzuki, I believe, was 1 for 3. It's based on his stats. There we go. 1 for 3. And, of course, had the home run. Yeah, that's right. Suzuki and Kelly went back-to-back. Well, we're just chilling and hanging out, folks. That's all we can do. But, yeah, this is going to be the guy that'll be leading things off in the bottom of the second. And still 1-1 there in Cleveland. Showing the replay from yesterday. Suzuki with the home run to left. As Cease delivers, that is high, and it's 1-0, 88 on the slider. Again, was 1 for 3 with the solo home run yesterday. 1-0 count to Seiya Suzuki. Here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. And it's 1-1. Last 5 games, Suzuki with 6 homers and 11 RBIs. As Cease delivers, that is right down the middle for a called strike. 1-2. Gene says, let's go San Diego. It's now or never for the Padres. As Cease rocks and fires. That is outside. And it's 2-2. Two and two count. Taiseiya Suzuki. Cease fires. That's going to be cut on and fouled back. And he'll see another. Suzuki digging back in. Again, it's bottom of the second. Nobody on, nobody out. 1-0 is your score. Padres leading. Cease rocks and fires. Check the swing. Did he go? He did not. Cubs fans like it. And Suzuki's going to ask for time as the Cubs fans rise to their feet. Trying to get behind Suzuki. Cease kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. You know, that's a good feeling. Cubs fans getting loud, and Cease gets the strikeout. That'll bring up Carson Kelly. Again, he homered yesterday as well. Again, he was 1 for 3 with the home run and 2 strikeouts. Cease kicks and deals. That is low, and it's 1-0. 1-0 count to Carson Kelly. Had a pretty decent regular season. That did most of the Cubs, really. The Cubs just had a pretty solid season regardless. Here's the 1-0. That's cut on and fouled back. The count is 1-1. Can confirm that Detroit and Cleveland are heading to the top of the 8th. It's 1-1 there. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside, and it's 2-1. 92 on the slider. That is a pretty interesting stat. 2-1 count. Cease fires. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Ben Shepherd. I hate the Cubs. Flat out hating the Cubs here. So I imagine Ben going with the Padres. Ben hoping there's a game tomorrow so the Cubs can lose. 2-2 count to Carson Kelly. As Dylan Cease begins the windup and the pitch. That's going to be skied to shallow center. Bogarts is calling it off and makes the catch for out number 2. That'll bring up Pete Crow Armstrong. Some of you may just call him PCA. 1-1 at the end of the 7th in the Cleveland game. Yep. Yeah, that one's looking good. Pete Crow Armstrong batting .247 in the regular season as Cease kicks and deals. Check this swing. That is high, and it's 1-0. Let's see here. He was 0 for 3 yesterday with 3 strikeouts. Not a good day. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. I mean, it's Mason Lovelace. That's right. I'll try. I just read Gene and I see Gene. Let's go Indians in that one. Oh, Sean going with the Indians. 1-1 count. Here is the pitch. That's a breaking ball inside. And it's 2-1. Let's make him eat crow. Well, I don't know. Again, he's pretty solid. Potential rising star. Did struggle, though, down the stretches. That's a swing and a miss. He was trying to rip that one out of Chicago with that swing. 2-2 count to Pete Crow Armstrong. 2-2. Cease rocks and fires. Showing bunt. It is outside as he pulls back. And it's 3-2 to Pete Crow Armstrong. 60% swing rate. It's the highest in MLB. He does not want to walk. He wants to get a hit. 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be cut on and fouled back. How many walks do you have? Only 29 walks. Yeah, on base percentage not much higher than the batting average. Batted .247, on base of .287. He swings. 3-2 counts. Cease. Begins the windup and the pitch. Cut on. And that's going to be fouled back. 3-2 is the count to Pete Cromshaw. Again, nobody on. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. The Padres leading 1-0. Cease. Kicks and deals. Check this swing. Did he go? He did not. He did. He struck him out. We head to the top of the third inning. Your score, Padres 1, Cubs 0. Oh, yeah, no, he definitely went. Try to hold up that one, was in the dirt. He struck out all 3 times yesterday. He strikes out in his first appearance today. Not looking good for him. Folks, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure you get to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, folks. This is what I do. I call games. So, again, if you like MLB, make sure to do so. Make sure to do so. As this is what I do, folks. I call games. So, again, if you like MLB, make sure to do so. If you like NFL, make sure to do so. This is what I do. Of course, I do have a poll. Feel free to vote in that poll. 60% of you guys have the Cubs winning today. Right now, the Padres up 1-0. Of course, plenty of baseball left to go. Make it 57% to 43%. So, very interesting. Many people, I guess, just picking the let's see here. I wonder if I don't want to close them all. There we go. All right, again, these are your scores from across. I mean, there's only one more happening. It's Tigers and the Indians. 1-1 in that one. Tigers with 7 hits. Just haven't been able to push anyone across. How did the Padres score? It was a sacrifice fly. Jackson Merrill knocking in Fernando Tatis, Jaime. So, again, appreciate you for checking on in. But, yeah, no, it's 1-0. Of course, Padres are going to be coming to the plate. Freddie Fermin, Tatis Jr., and Arias will be due up in the top of the third. Fermin again acquired from the Royals, actually, earlier. I think just before the trade deadline. I don't know. Did he play? I'm assuming he played yesterday. He was 1 for 3 yesterday. 1 of 4 hits yesterday. And they didn't really get many hits yesterday. They are looking for a much better display. Already looking like that is the case. Who's better first baseman, Mark Grace on the Cubs or Steve Garvey on the Padres? I don't know. That's going to be found back. I'll try to do that in the next half inning. 0-1 count as Imanaga sets, kicks, and deals. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Well, we already announced the next game. Let me check that. I'm kind of curious on that myself because that will definitely impact my Saturday. I'm not seeing it here. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be high, and it's 1-2. 1-2 count. Imanaga sets, kicks, and deals. That's going to be yanked to left, and that is going to be fair. It's off the ivy. Fermin is just going to, I'm assuming, cruise into second. Yep, there he is. So Fermin was 1 for 3 yesterday. He's 1 for 1 today. Looking to, again, the Padres, only 1 run yesterday. They need something. Do you like the NHL? I mean, it's okay. It's okay. I don't really watch it. Tatis is 1 for 1 on the day. He's up. Imanaga sets. Looks back at second. Kicks and deals. That's going to be sent to right. Shallow right on the run is Seiya Suzuki. He makes the catch. He's going to throw, and Fermin's going to have to retreat to second. The nice run by Suzuki. This is Luis Arias. He's 1 for 1 in this one. Luis just hits. Good afternoon. Cheers, go Padres. It's on the MLB website. Okay. Everyone just saying hi. That's awesome. Imanaga sets and fires, taking all the way. It's 1-0. Check in to smash the like. Appreciate it, Denny. Thank you very much. Those likes are definitely helpful to small channels like mine. Appreciate you guys hanging out in this 5 versus 4 wild card game. Imanaga delivers, and that's going to be in there, and it's 1-1. Looks like he was taking all the way. It's kind of a signature move of Arias, just to start taking all the way at random pitches. 1-1. Imanaga sets and fires. That's in there, and it's 1-2. 1-2 to Arias. Going to ask for time. Again, if you're just joining us, it is Padres 1, Cubs nothing. Padres a runner on second with just 1 out. Imanaga delivers. Grounder to second. Throws to first for out number 2. That does move Fermin, though, to third. That'll bring up Manny Machado. Machado's batting .275. Well, he batted .275 on the year. I believe he's 0 for 1 in this one. Don't think, yeah, he's 0 for 1. Imanaga looks over at third. Sets. Kicks and deals. Checks his swing. Did he go? He went 0-1. Did you get in trouble for the accidental gaffe? I think I did. And my question to you is, do you see any ads? If you don't, then I did. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be popped up. Shallow right center. Suzuki calling off. The center fielder makes the catch for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the third. Your score, Padres 1, Cubs nothing. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I noticed I took a huge hit. Sunday was a great day for me, statistically. My best football stream, it was one of my better football streams. I think my best NFL stream. And, yeah, didn't really get anything for it. And then the same thing with the Reds Brewers, same day. Again, 2 really great streams, but I got nothing for it. So, I think I did. Got a couple ads? Okay. Yeah, they're not, I think I don't know, I think I'm in hopefully I can get it resolved, but I think I got in trouble because, I think I got in trouble. It is what it is, I just got to be more careful. I need to be a little more careful with that. But hopefully I am. They forgive, or they forgive me and are able to get that going again. Because that would be Anyway, it doesn't matter. It does matter, but it's not a big deal. Swanson. It's going to be due up here in the bottom of the third. Swanson, Shaw, and Bush. Swanson yesterday was 1 for 3. Scored a run and with the strikeout. One was for Carpet. Yeah, I don't control what you see. I mean, in the future, I think I could, but right now I can't. I can't really do that. One was for Carpets. Carpets. I don't know. Hang in there. We are pulling. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's a bummer though. If they are cutting it, that's a killer. Because I mean, I worked to get to the to where YouTube could pay me a little bit, but yeah, that was if they're cutting it, then because of that one mistake. I should have known better. I should have just been a little more careful, but I wasn't. I was dumb. I just wasn't thinking. All right, anyway, Cease will get back on the mound for the bottom of the third as he kicks and deals. That's going to be in there for a called strike. Again, he was 1 for 3 yesterday. Monday, you got game 2 of the Phillies series, whoever plays the Brewers. Interesting, yeah. But yeah, I know that. I know all the days. I just don't know the times. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be hit to left center. That's going to get down for a base hit. Swanson thought about going to second, but he's going to take a U-turn and go back to first. And that'll bring up Matt Shaw. So the Cubs looking to get on here. Try to tie it up. Shaw was 0 for 3. 0 for 2. Had a sacrifice. I think. SH. I don't know what SH actually is. Sacrifice hit? No, because then he would have a hit. I don't know. It is what it is. Anyway, he's 0 for 2 yesterday. Here's the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. Runner on first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Again, the Padres leading 1-0. Sack bunt. Okay. I don't know why they have it like that. 0-1 counts. Cease, sets, and fires. That's going to be fouled off of Fermin's mask. And it's 0-2. Yeah, it's interesting. 0-2 count as Adrian Morjon warming up in the bullpen. I don't know if you guys noticed, I shaved the stash. Stash is gone. I got to clean this up. It's getting pretty. I don't think you guys can look at it, but it's getting pretty disgusting. 0-2 count. Cease, sets. Rocks and fires. Cut on and fouled back. Cease has a nice mustache. I don't know if you guys have been able to see his mustache, see him play this year. It's a nice stash. 0-2 count. Looks like he should be in the 1800s. As Cease delivers. Yanked to left, and that's going foul. Looking good, thanks. Oh, man. Makes me look a little younger. The no mustache. Again, if you're just joining us, Padres 1, Cubs nothing here in the bottom of the third. Man on at first, nobody out. 0-2 count to Shaw. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him. Oh. Or no, he did not. Umpire saying that it wasn't a catch by the catcher. That was a foul tip. Cease is pretty upset. Schilt pointing at something. No, that's interesting. I guess he may have made contact. Wait until you get Gray. Oh, yeah. I look forward to it. Not really. Looks like now there's a pitch comm issue. Now the Cubs fans letting him know about it. Again, it's an 0-2 count to Matt Shaw. There's a runner on at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. The Padres leading 1-0. Cubs, though, leading 1-0 in games in the best-of-3 series. So win or go home pretty much for the Padres. I do have word that the Indians have taken a 2-1 lead in that one, as that's way upstairs, and it's 1-2 to Matt Shaw. So that one may go to Game 3 if that result holds. 1-2 count to Matt Shaw. Cease will set. kicks and deals. Cut on and hit to right. Tatis is under it. Makes the catch for out number 1. Brian Rocchio with the game-leading home run in the bottom of the 8th there in Cleveland. This is Michael Busch, who's 0 for 1. Did you see where Hill have, or Hill? Hill, do you see where, who has surgery? Oh, Tyreek Hill. Oh, the ball gets away on the breaking ball, and that is going to move up Swanson to second. Yeah, I saw that Tyreek had surgery. Breaking ball that just got away. Fermin, pretty lazy there, not going to lie. They're saying that he did everything right. I mean, he did not. That was actually not good blocking there by Freddie Fermin. Just kind of, I don't know. That was not good. 1-0 count. Cease looks back at second and fires. Cut on and hit to left, and that's going foul. Go Tribe. One and 1. To Michael Busch. Again, he's 0 for 1 in this one. Cleveland now up 3-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Oh, man. Here's the pitch. That is inside. And it's 2-1 to Michael Busch. Busch obviously had a great regular season. 34 homers. 8 in September. Cease looks back at second. Kicks and deals. Checks his swing. Did he go? He went. And it's 2-2. That's a slider below the zone. Cubs fans don't like the call. Let's check the side view. He did go. Barely. But he did go. Two and 2 count. 1 out. Runner on second. Cease will set. Looks back at second. Looks back again. And fires. That's going to be yanked to right, but that's hooking foul. That is a nice souvenir for that Cub fan there. Yep, 3-1 we saw that one. The Indians still have runners on. Runners on first and second. No, just 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. They're starting to crank in some runs there. Here's the 2-2. Oh, man, right at the knees, but it was not called a strike. Man. Cubs fans getting to their feet. Three and 2 count. Cease sets. Looks back at second. Looks back again. Nods his head again. Here's the 3-2. That's going to be hit right to the second base. Makes the catch. Diving to second. He's safe. Oh, pardon me. That was Bogarts who made the catch. Diving and touching second base. Swanson getting back in, before the tag. But Bogarts said he can't believe it. So, yeah, they're going to actually challenge this. I don't know how the second base umpire could. I mean, if this is a blown call, he was right there. Hits it right to the shortstop, Bogarts, then diving to the base, Swanson. Oh, yeah, to me, that's... Oh, wow, that's as close as you can get. Oh, my gosh, that's as close as you can do. I don't know. I mean, I could see either way. I could see a double play here, but I can also see him getting back. Who is challenging? This is San Diego challenging to see if Bogarts' glove was able to touch second base prior to Swanson diving back in. It is close. Jeez, this is as close as you can get, folks. gosh. It's hard to overturn it on catch or tag. Tag in the second base. So it was pretty much, again, there's a runner on second, one out. Michael Busch hits it right to the shortstop, Bogarts, who was pretty much right at second. He's diving to touch the bag. And, of course, Swanson's diving back to second because, he has to tag up. And it is, close as can be. I want to say this, when they really slow it down, I think it's an out. Call Stanza. Okay, well, it is, again, it's close. I could see either way. So Swanson is back at second, and that'll bring up Nico Horner. Again, there's a guy on at second and 2 outs for the Cubbies here in the bottom of the third. Horner is 1 for 1 on the day. It's a double play. Well, they didn't agree. Cease looks back at second and fires. That is low, and it's 1-0. Breaking ball below the zone. Again, Nico, pretty solid when it comes to being a contact hitter. 1-0 count. Cease looks back at second and fires. That is in there for a called strike. 91 on the slider. Highest batting average with runners in scoring position. Nico batting .371 in this situation in the regular season. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Cut on and hit to right center. Merrill and Tatis both calling for it. Merrill, though, able to make the catch. We head to the top of the fourth. Cease gets out of it. Padres leading 1-0 over the Cubbies. Folks, again, appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure again to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, folks. Make sure to do so. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, again, if you like sports, definitely like and subscribe. For more play-by-play with Dr. Lay, again, this is what I do. So make sure to do so. And I'll be back later tonight for more play-by-play, as I'll be doing the Reds and the Doyers tonight. I'll be doing that one again. Last night did it as well. Wasn't able to get Padres Cubs. I was working all day yesterday, so I do apologize. Wanted to, just couldn't make it happen. Dr. Dua. I don't know who that is. Brandon. Dr. Dua. Am I related to Tua? Again, just a refresher here. Scoreboard update. By the way, folks, do have sponsors here. I should have mentioned that earlier. Sponsors brought to you by Coffee Beans and Eduardo Hernandez. Sorry, Cat and Hammer. Those are your scoreboard update sponsors. I don't know what in the world is going on the right side of the screen there, but the Indians, they are up 3-1 over the Tigers. So that is happening there. And we probably won't be going back to check that. I have no idea what the heck's going on there. Cease has caused the Cubs to cease from hitting. Yeah. What the heck did I click on to make that ad pop up? That's what I'm trying to think. What the heck? Saw it earlier. I'm like, what in the world? I'm scared to look at my ads now. World-class reporting and expert analysis. I didn't even look at the world. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to move on. But, yeah, no, the Padres, Cease looking good. He's gotten into a little bit of trouble. And, he's getting out of it. I guess I could actually just do the traditional thing here. Look at that. Beautiful. Again, the Indians still in the bottom of the eighth. 2 men on. Merrill is at the plate as we're just now returning back to action. Here's the pitch. That is low, and it's 1-0. So 1-0 count to Jackson Merrill. Had the sacrifice fly. He's responsible for the only run in this one yesterday. Had a double and a run as well. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be in there for a called strike. Very quickly, 1-1 to Jackson Merrill. Cleveland again up 3-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Imanaga sets and fires. Grounder, and that's going foul. So 1-2 count. Imanaga shakes his head, doesn't like the sign. He's going to set anyway. Kicks and deals. That is outside. And it's 2-2. Two and two count. As he sets and fires. That is low, and it's 3-2. Again, that game in Cleveland still going on. 3-hour game there. Bottom of the 8th. This one already an hour through, already at the top of the 4th. Here's the 3-2. Cut on and hit to left, and that's going foul. Imanaga apparently his first time through the order. A 5.08 ERA earlier. They showed the stats earlier. When the second time through is in the 2s. That's interesting. Usually it's inverse. Here's the 3-2. That's cut on and found back, and he'll see another. Just staying alive. Again, the Padres only 4 hits in yesterday's game. The Cleveland has just now went up 6-1. Cleveland most likely forcing a game 3. Here's the 3-2. That is outside for ball 4. Merrill throwing his bat down. That'll bring up Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts batting .263, OPS of .719, 11 homers, 53 RBIs. Yesterday was 2 for 4. Bogaerts is 0 for 1 today, as that's low, and it's 1-0. Every time the Cubs lose, an angel gets its wings. That's the first time I've heard of that, to be honest with you. I did not know that was a thing. Imanaga sets, kicks, and deals. That is inside. And it looks like Kelly's going to come out and have a little chat with him. 2-0 count to Bogaerts. So a little bit of a mound visit here. A little bit of delay here on Dr. Delay. Again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. As actually the pitching coach is going to come out now. Hotove, or Hotovi. That's what I probably would have pronounced it if I didn't hear that name. Again, make sure to like and subscribe, folks, if you haven't done so already, and it's a growing channel. Make sure to do so. And, of course, I'll be back tonight for the Reds and the Doyers. As they take on in Game 2. Reds looking for the upset. Trying to force a Game 3. Just like this one, Padres trying to force a Game 3 as well. Indians looking like they may force a Game 3. Very likely in that one. Imanaga sets, rocks, and fires. That is in there for a called strike. Bogaerts can't believe the call. Doesn't like it at all. So 2-1 count. Imanaga sets. And a pickoff attempt, but Merrill is back safe and sound. Imanaga at 33 pitches. Of course, he didn't start the first inning. He was inserted in the second. Imanaga sets, looks over at first, and fires. Bogaerts cuts and hits this one foul. And it's 2-2. Bogaerts just hasn't been the same since he left Boston. The trip out west has been a struggle for him. 2-2 count. Imanaga sets and fires. That is outside, and it's 3-2. Imanaga can't believe it that he was way outside. Not necessarily the call. That one was way outside. 3-2 count for Imanaga facing Bogarts. Here's the pitch. Cut on and once again fouled back. Bogarts just trying to stay alive. Tigers have one out in the top of the ninth. Again, it's appearing, trending, that the Indians will force Game 3 for tomorrow. Padres trying to do the same thing right here. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Apparently we cannot see Ryan O'Hearn. Oh, yes, we can. Look at that. Just got to click on it. Ryan O'Hearn coming to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Almost hits him in the face. Had to get out of the way, leaving his bat there. Jeez, Imanaga appears like he didn't want that. Again, he did have a wild pitch in the last at-bat that was way outside. So I don't think that was on purpose at all. 1-0 count to O'Hearn. Run on first, one out here in the top of the fourth. Imanaga sets. And a pickoff attempt. And Merrill is back safe and sound. Yesterday again was 0 for 3. He's 0 for 1 in this one. Imanaga looks over and fires way outside, and it's 2-0. Detroit having a runner now on first, but again, it's appearing that Cleveland will indeed force Game 3 for tomorrow. 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. Cut on and fouled, and it's 2-1. Usually this is how playoff baseball goes. A lot of pitching, low scoring. Throwing out the best pitchers. Giving 110% usually. It's usually how it goes. Saw this yesterday in 3 of the 4 games. 2-1 count. Imanaga fires. Breaking ball that is inside. And it's 3-1 to O'Hearn. Padres again yesterday took the 1-0 lead, but then the Cubs took it back in the 5th. Never let it go. Ended up winning 3-1. 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Tapper, and that is going foul. Try to check it there. It appeared it would have been a strike anyway, as that one was in at the knees. Cubs fans coming to their feet. Trying to rally behind Imanaga. Imanaga sets, looks over at first, and delivers. That's going to be ripped, and that's going foul. Just trying to get a piece there. He was way late on that fastball. Jeez, yeah. Almost hit the third base coach. 3-2 count once again, standing and clapping and cheering. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit to right, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Suzuki's going to throw in to second, almost tagged out as Merrill as he just got back to the bag. So O'Hearn keeping it going. And we will have a pinch hitter. No more Gavin Sheets. This is Jose Iglesias. Batting .229 yesterday. I don't think he played yesterday. He did not. So his first at-bat for the postseason. It's a big one. Runners on first and second, one out here in the top of the fourth. Again, they're going to Jose Iglesias. Actually been doing pretty solid. Last 7 games, I saw both these home runs. I can't remember the game, to be honest with you. I just remember that it happened. OPS north of 900 in his last 7 games, not at bats. Here's the pitch. That is way upstairs, and it's 1-0. You have to wonder if the Cubs will be looking to the pen here. 1-0 count to Jose Iglesias. Imanaga sets. Looks over at first and fires. Iglesias pops it up, and that's going foul. 1-1 is the count. Again, if you're following the Detroit-Cleveland game, Cleveland up 6-1. Detroit in the top of the ninth. This is their last chance. Again, runners on first and second, 1 out. Imanaga sets, kicks, and deals. That's going to be hit to center, but that's right to PCA. He's going to make the catch and throw it in. So nothing doing there for Iglesias. That'll bring up Jake Cronenworth. Cronenworth yesterday again was 0 for 3. Showing some stuff that happened yesterday. That the Padres had had some chances despite the only 4 hits. They had some chances. Cronenworth is 0 for 1 today. Here's the pitch. That is going to be in there for a called strike. This will be another chance. Again, they've had runners on first and second for, well, I guess that last at bat with 1 out. Padres with runners in scoring position today, 0 for 6. That's a killer, 0-1. Is the count. Here's the pitch. Grounder to short. Swanson throws to first for out number 3. Make it 0 for 7. With the Padres in runners in scoring position, we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Padres still lead 1-0 over the Cubs. And in Cleveland up 6-1 over Detroit in the top of the 9th with 2 outs. Folks, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is what I do. I call games. So, again, if you like the NFL, if you like MLB, if you like whatever, make sure to do so. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's free of charge, I promise. Of course, I'll be returning tonight. So make sure to tune back in. If you love baseball, I got you covered with the Reds and Dodgers, or the Reds and the Doyers, whatever you want to call them. However you pronounce it, it is fine with me. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing tonight. We'll be skipping, of course, Red Sox, Yankees. I, for some reason, cover most of the National League. Mostly National League. That's what I do. So yeah, that is kind of the thing here. But again, appreciate you guys for just clicking on the live stream. Again, I know there's a lot of competition. A lot of it out there, so appreciate it. I really do. And of course, feel free to chat down below, talk about whatever you'd like. I try to read as many comments as possible. And we do have a poll. Who wins today? 59% of you have the Cubs winning. 41%, of course, have the Padres. Bryce Johnson will be replacing Iglesias, who replaced Gavin Sheets. So that is the defensive substitution there. 2 out for the Cubs will be Happ, Tucker, and Suzuki. All of them are 0 for 1 today. Showing Tim Allen. I didn't realize Tim Allen was doing things. Okay, well, it's another show. Anyway, Dylan Cease will be out there for the 4th inning. They did have Adrian Morjon warming up in the pen. I don't know if that's still a thing or not. No, there's not. Okay, I was literally just like to answer the question. So nobody warming up. So Cease is the man. As Cease faces Happ for the 2nd time, here's the pitch. That is upstairs, and it's 1-0. Again, Happ is 0 for 1 on the day. And it was 0 for 3 yesterday. Cease shaking his head, doesn't like it. It's going to pitch anyway. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball that is inside, and it's 2-0. 2-0 count to Ian Happ. Bottom of the 4th, nobody on, nobody out. Bases loaded now for Detroit, as that's going to be in there for a called strike. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the top of the ninth for Detroit. Again, Cleveland up by 5 runs, so even if they clear the bases here, still going to be 6-5. 2-1. Here's the pitch. That's a swing. No, checked his swing, pardon me. And it's 3-1. So 3-1 count to Ian Happ, looking for his first hit, but I guess he'll take a walk. Here's the 3-1. That's in there, and it's 3-2. Count is full. Happ awaits the 3-2. Cut on and sent to left. That is going to be, a nice effort there by Machado. Trying to make a play for it. Machado slow to get up. I can't tell if it's theatrics or not. That's Machado, so you really don't know. It's got a little bit of a limp, but again, I couldn't tell you if it's theatrics or not. Gotta milk it sometimes. Machado running, sliding over. A left leg. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely a difference between the dirt and something over there. I don't know if that was like concrete or padding, but there's definitely a difference in the sliding. Now he's not limping anymore. He's walking fine. So, yeah, you can say he was milking it. Right, again, it's going to be a 3-2 count to Ian Happ. Nobody on, nobody out. I think we'll get back to action. I don't know. We're just showing Machado on screen now as Happ takes his time to call for time. So there we go. All right, 3-2 count. Happ steps back in. The crowd here rising and cheering as here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Oh, man. That's another strikeout for Happ. That'll bring up Kyle Tucker. Cease can be really good. Again, like I was saying, just don't look at the stats. The stats, I don't think, accurately represent how good this guy can be. As Cease delivers, breaking ball, that is in there for a called strike. Tucker's 0 for 1 on the day. Bud, how's it going? How's it going? Appreciate you hanging out. Here's the 0-1. Checked his swing, and he did not go. Tell Pure Adrenaline I said hello. I assume you're going to probably head on over there. A 1-1 count. Here is the pitch. Checked his swing. That is high, and it's 2-1. Indians beat the Tigers. And okay, I was just kind of paying attention. We're looking at this Machado injury. I don't know how. I mean, it really wasn't severe, but so I guess that happened while Machado was down, quote unquote. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing. That's in the dirt, and it's 3-1. Now I do have to pick one or the other if this game does go to Game 3, because the Indians. I'd probably pick this one over Cleveland. I'm not too sure. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss. And it's 3-2. I'd probably pick this one over. Doing mostly the NL anyway. But, of course, if the Cubs do take care of business, then I don't have to worry about that. And then I can cover Tigers and the Indians tomorrow. 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Cease. Back-to-back strikeouts looking really good. That is his 5th strikeout of the game. And that'll bring up Seiya Suzuki. We got one game going to Game 3. Oh, yeah. All right, Cease faces Suzuki, who's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball that is outside, and it's 1-0. 1-0 count. As Cease rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. A slider below the zone. 1-1. Hoping the Reds can win tonight. Would be neat. Would be neat to make it interesting there, you know. You can never say never. They did score 5 runs yesterday. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be yanked to left, and that's going to get down for a base hit and probably 2 as Suzuki's cruising into second. He's still running. He's going to actually run back, though, as Johnson gets there and throws it in. So Suzuki with a 2-out double here in the bottom of the 4th, trying to keep things interesting, trying to keep the Cubs going. Hasn't really been much to cheer for the Cubs. Padres, of course, have been able to get people in running or, you know, scoring position, but they just can't seem to bring them home. For the Cubs, it's been a rarity, at least for now. This is Carson Kelly. Again, he had a home run yesterday, just like Suzuki. And looks like there's a mound visit here. I have to imagine Cease is going to stay in. There's no way he does not. Cease has been pretty good. He's at 69 pitches. I definitely could go for another inning or two. Let's go Padres. I'll try not to imagine what the 3 letters probably mean. Tom going with the Padres, of course. Brewers fan, as that's going to actually be a walk to Kelly. Adrian Morjon is actually going to be up. Wow. So yeah, so Kelly's going to be walked. Cease getting a lot of pats on the backs. Cease is done. He's shaking his head. He probably wanted to stay, and I imagine he does. Again, it is what it is. So Cease, he's done. His day will cease. He's responsible for both runners, as Adrian Morjon will be now pitching. Cease 3 2/3, 3 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. And that walk was Kelly. It was intentional, so not really, again, something he didn't even really want to do. I find it funny that some Padre fans were mad at the manager for starting Cease. If you lose today, it's because your offense doesn't score enough. Oh, yeah. No, Cease is great. Cease is great. I understand the stats might not be there this year, but he's a great pitcher. Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting, Jason. But now it's a bullpen game, and yeah, the Padres, again, they are 0, I believe they're 0 for 7 or 0 for 6 now with runners in scoring position. So, I mean, they've had opportunities. You know, it's just, you know, they need to get together. We are in a pitching change, folks. So, again, I do somewhat apologize. But, again, feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, folks. This is what I do. I call games. So, again, if you like MLB, if you like NFL, college football, this is what I do. I call games for those 3 sports. You don't want Cubs fans buying out AmFan. Yeah, American. Yeah, no, that would be unfortunate for the Brewers. Northsiders have too much money. I mean, I don't know all about that. I'm sure they do, though. But yeah, that would be tough. Looks like we're returning to action, I guess. Apparently, they're already ahead. Oh, we are returning to action. There we go. All right, Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate. Again, Adrian Morjon, it's a lefty on lefty, should favor the Padres. Cease, again, responsible for the runners on first and second. Morjon will set. Looks back at second, kicks and kneels. That is the check swing. He went. So, 0-1. Again, he struck out earlier, trying to hold up on a pitch in the dirt. Could not. 0-1 count. Morjon sets. Rocks and fires. Grounder, and that's off his foot, and it's 0-2. Let's go Padres. Sensing more Padres supporters in the chat. The count is 0-2. It's a Pete Crow Armstrong. Marjon will set. He's still set. Looks back at second. Kicks and deals. That is outside. 1-2 to PCA. Again, runners on first and second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Cubs threatening. The Cubs are indeed threatening. Marjon sets. Looks back at second. Rocks and fires. Grounder to first. Aria's going to beat PCA to the bag, who was running, and now he slams his bat down. Definitely angry. We head to the top of the fifth. It's 1-0. San Diego over Chicago. Jacob says, go Guardians. Need Luis back. Oh, yeah, we do. Miss Luis. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's enjoying the playoffs. Even if, if he doesn't come back, hopefully he's enjoying the Padres in the playoffs. Jacob, even Indians. Oh, yeah, Indians. Folks, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, folks. This is what I do. I call games. So, again, make sure to like and subscribe for more play-by-play as I try to figure out what is going on here on the television. Again, appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe. This is what I do. Again, I call baseball, football. So, again, if you like either or, make sure to do so. Go, go, San Diego, go, baby. Mario, again, I feel like I have a lot of Padres supporters. I don't think I've really talked to many Cubs. I don't think I have. Draven said go Cubs ? But that's pretty much it, I think. RC had the Cubs. But for the most part, it's been Padres. Well, that's interesting. So, yeah, again, appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe for more play-by-play. The Padres due up are going to have Fermin, Tatis, and Arias. Not so PCA. Yeah, no, he's struggled. I don't think he got a hit yesterday as well. No, he's 0 for 3. 3 strikeouts. Today he's 0 for 2 with 1. So at least he hasn't struck out every time. But it's looking rough. No, it wasn't. Hey, it's something I would do. But I guess that means I'm bad. So you're good. You're good, man. All right, Freddie for me coming to the plate. Again, he's 1 for 1 in this one. I'm a Yankees fan. I support Padres because I hate with the passion the LA Buyers. Fair enough. That is fair. Let's go Cubs. Oh, George pulling for the Cubs. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. I'm a Mariners fan, just enjoying watching all these wild card games. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, no, Sean, he's a Giants fan. He's pulling for the Padres, pulling for his NL West rival. Here's the 0-1. That's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 very quickly to Freddie for me. I have no dog in the fight. As you see, I'm a Pirates fan, though some people will think I'm a Padres fan. I don't know why. I mean, I kind of know why with the P, but again, I feel like I don't know if I've ever seen a Padres logo with the P. It is what it is. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Check this swing. Did he go? And he did. Fermin slowly going back to the dugouts. That'll bring up Fernando Tatis Jr. Good one. Yep, Sean likes. I knew Sean would like that. Like the puns. Puns are good. We are pro pun channel as Imanaga delivers. That is outside, and it's 1-0. Tatis, by the way, 1 for 2. You got the Paredes. Oh, the Padres because they can't go for the Cubs. Same conference, same division as the Reds. 1-0, here's the pitch. Breaking ball, that is upstairs, and it's 2-0. 3-0 for the Reds. Yeah, I feel like pretty much I would say most of America is pulling for the Reds. Reality, I also support the Cubs. Anyone that plays LA, I support. Fair enough. 2-0, here is the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 2-1. Sterling, come on, Cubs, make me some money. Sterling. Pulling for the Cubs here, but for other reasons. 2-1 count. Imanaga kicks and deals. That's going to be popped up, and that is going foul. And it's 2-2. It's pretty neat that they're doing, this game on ABC. That's what, we've talked about it all year on the channel. Like, hey, how can MLB grow? As that's going to be ripped, and that's going to go foul. And the key is you need to have games on the local channels. You can't just have one game on Fox on Saturday and call it a day. Like every day from March to pretty much September. Obviously, you can't do, Sundays, but I'm just saying. Get a game on every day. Here's the 2-2. Check the swing. Did he go? And he did not. And it's 3-2. Of course, you bounce it around. You show every team. You don't just show a select few, and that would get more interest in all the teams. That's how you do it. 3-2 count. Imanaga kicks and deals. Did he go? And he did not. So Tatis walks. Didn't check his swing there. That was close. That'll bring up Luis Arias. What is wrong with my Cubs? They're okay. It's a pitching game, It's kind of like yesterday. Can't get nothing going, even though 1 run. Yeah, I'm just saying, you guys, it's only a 1-run game. That's going to be in there for a call. Strike. Arias taking it all the way, kind of his signature move. It's 1 for 2 today. Runner on first, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Expect Tatis to probably go. Imanaga, pick-off attempt. Tatis is back safe and sound. Francona will adjust the Reds. Watch game 2 for the Reds. Yeah, no, I'll be covering it tonight, so I'm definitely interested in that. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Showing bunt. It is down. Imanaga is going to toss to first for out number 2. Tatis will take second. That'll bring up Manny Machado, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Many Dodgers haters on the channel. Yeah, I guess so. Indians, Yankees win their series in 3 games. Yeah, I actually picked the Yankees to beat the Red Sox, and then here they are down 1-0. It's kind of a killer. Not that I am pro-Yankee or anything. I just thought they would win. Here's the pitch. Machado hits this to left. And that one is out of here. Oh, man, that one was just destroyed. And the Padres lead 3-0 thanks to Manny Machado. 404 feet, 104 miles per hour. The Padres fans are cheering and loud. The Cubs fans silent. It is now a field goal. The San Diego Chargers leading 3-0 over the Chicago Bears. That'll bring up Jackson Merrill's batting .264 he batted .264 in the regular season. Dave Roberts will never adjust. He's horrible. Yeah, he's not that good. Here's the pitch. That's going to be ripped, and that is going to be foul. Merrill walked and had a sacrifice fly earlier. Dr. Lay, what's the issue with the Cubs? And dang it, sorry, with the Cubs bats and dang it, yeah. Again, the Padres pitching's really good. Francona's better coach. Yep. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. And it's 0-2. 0-2 count to Jackson Merrill. 2 outs, nobody on. Of course, the bases were cleared by Manny Machado. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be chopped off his knee. Merrill's going to hop it off. As soon as the ball was hit, Tatis knew it. And this is the top-end talent that the Padres have. Again, it's just been inconsistent over the years for the Padres. So, yeah, and Merrill, the ball hit him in the knee, and he's still down. And the trainer's actually looking at him real quick. Maybe not so quick. I think I just saw the trainer saying, come on out. Oh, I see why. It hit him in the shin, then it hit him where it hurts. I see why. Yep. Oh, yeah, showing it again. Steelers fan saying, Manny. All right, looks like Merrill might be it's going to stay in the game. Imanaga sets, kicks, and deals. That's going to be cut on and fouled back. He'll see another. Reds will win today. Watch. We'll be watching. I don't know. That's a bold one. Again, we're all pulling for them. I don't know if that means they're going to win. It's pretty much the Reds and the power of friendship versus all the money out there in L.A. Here's the 0-2. Chopper to first. And he's going to step on the bag for out number 3. But the Padres get 2 thanks to Manny Machado. His first home run of the postseason. Hopefully for him and the Padres, it won't be his last. 3-0 is your score. Padres over the Cubs. You got hit in the no-no zone, yes. One of the Padres scored just a few moments ago, Kenneth. Manny Machado with a 2-run shot to left. I would rather the Reds start Lodolo today. Well, I don't really know much about the Reds, so I couldn't really help you there. Folks, again, appreciate you guys right now. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe. Again, if you were tuned in to the Indians over the Tigers, well, I welcome you. Again, the Indians winning 6-1 over the Tigers. That will be a Game 3 tomorrow. Winner take all. Loser heads on home. Of course, the same, with the Cubs. Cubs, they win, they're in. The Padres, I mean, they got to win to stay alive. So, yeah. Hey, that's at least we got one Game 3 happen tomorrow. Not confident in the Redlegs. Yeah, it's going to be tough. And they did score some runs yesterday. They scored 5, I believe. I think it was like 5-10 was the score. Again, I covered it. You think I'd remember it. Yeah, it's 5-10. So, yeah. Got 2 games, yep. Got Padres, Cubs, and, of course, again, I'll be back tonight, folks. Again, if you do like baseball, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be back tonight for Reds and Dodgers. It's mostly NL on the channel. Reds need to start fast. They need to. They need to get ahead and start getting Roberts to make decisions. and that's where the Reds have their opening right there. Once Robert starts getting involved with the game, then that's where the Reds will have a chance. So the Reds and the power of friendship versus all the money in L.A., the Dodgers. And the Dodgers already had, of course, again, 1-0. Doing it for the Cubs will be Swanson, Shaw, and Bush. Dodgers bullpen is a big question. Yep. Did you like Paul O'Neill on the Redlegs? I have no idea. I knew Paul O'Neill, but I don't remember him on the Reds. As here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. As we're starting the bottom of the 5th, Morhone, again, with his, well, I guess this is technically his 2nd inning of work, though he didn't really pitch the whole last inning. I don't know. 0-1 counts. Morhone sets, rocks, and fires. That is in there for a called strike, and the Cubs fans don't like the call. 0-2 count to Dansby Swanson. We are looking into a new mic, by the way, folks. I won't have to hold it in the near future. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be low, and it's 1-2. Just, we'll see how it goes. But, yeah. 1-2 to Dansby Swanson. Again, he's 1 for 1. 1 for 1 in this one. Marhone sets and fires. That's going to be cut on and fouled back. And it's 1-2. Cleveland against the world. It's only because you make me cheer against Cleveland, Ultimate. It's the only reason. Literally. That's it. It's because you make me do it. You make me. Cleveland fans make me cheer against them. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Fooled him with the changeup. That'll bring up Matt Shaw, who's 0 for 1. He's batting .226, or he batted .226, pardon me, in the regular season. Did you like Paul O'Neill and Seinfeld? He was in Seinfeld. I know Keith Hernandez was. I don't remember Paul O'Neill in Seinfeld. I must have missed that. Marhone sets, rocks, and fires. That is outside, and it's 1-0. To Matt Shaw, who's 0 for 1 in this one. Marhone sets, rocks and fires. Chopper to third. Machado throws to first for out number 2. That'll bring up Michael Busch, who is 0 for 2 in this one. Do I just hold it like this? Is that what? I don't know. That might be better for the volume. Yeah. All right, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Again, the Padres leading 3-0. Padres regular season numbers for the bullpen: first in opponent average, batting average, first in ERA, first in walks. That one's low for a 1-0. Regardless if you're a Cleveland fan or not, it's disgusting to see people basically saying, preying on Gabriel's downfall. Oh, yeah. No, I know. Yeah, no. Cleveland fans are the worst. And there's a lot of other fans that are doing that too. But, yeah, here is the 1-0. That's in there for a called strike. No, I think Gabriel is the best option for the Browns, 100%. I want to see Sanders against the Steelers, though, and that's because I want to win like 40-0. I think that is very much on the table if Sanders plays, since that's going to be chopped off for me and the catcher. One and 2 to Michael Busch. 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th. Again, the Padres up a field goal on the Cubs. Cheers TV. I never saw that. Never saw. 1 and 2. Marhone sets, rocks and fires. Cut on and fouled back. He'll see another. And yes, I stole that line from MLB The Show, if anyone plays that. John Chomby, the MLB The Show guy, also the Cubs guy. As here's the 1-2. That is upstairs, and it's 2-2. It's interesting. I guess that's why they don't have him covering this game. It's because he'd show bias. Not gonna lie, I've kind of jumped from Sanders to Gabriel after about week 2. Yeah. Well, at least you joined the side of common sense, Ultimate Sports. I appreciate that. 2-2 count. And everyone's just asking for time here. Now is a mound visit. Have a good stream, Dr. D. Oh, yeah, grab your power nap. Get ready for the Yankees-Red Sox. Folks, I won't be covering Yankees-Red Sox, but if you want to listen in, feel free to check out the Go Dome. He's got you covered for tonight's AL East matchup. So, again, if you want to hear some more baseball after this, definitely check out the Go Dome. What's up, Dr. Go? No one. Oh, yeah. I can imagine why Chris isn't pulling for anybody here. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be hit to center. Merrill is under it and makes the catch for out number 3. And we head to the top of the 6th. The Padres up a field goal, 3-0 over the Cubs. Yeah, Chris just eagerly awaiting the winner of this one. The winner of this series. Go ahead and click the schedule here. Because, I think it was Kenneth that said they released the times. That is not what I want. So I want to see the Sunday times. Give me the Sunday times. They just have the dates. They don't have the times. Yeah, I knew the dates already. They have the Sunday's time. They have the AL's times. They don't have any of the NL's. Well, that's kind of a bummer. That's what I wanted to know. Because obviously I want to cover for sure the Brewers ones, but I have a higher potential with the college game on Saturday at 6 o'clock. So I'm kind of hoping I can do both. I'm hoping the Brewers play at 3 my time, and then I can cover that 6 o'clock, or, just as long as it's, not from 6 to 9, or like, I guess we know, 4 to 6, or 7, or 8, or 9. As long as it's not in between those 5 hours, we're okay. I'm hoping it's an early window game on Saturday. They've made my decision. I'm going to do Guardians next year as well as jumping around the league. Yep, there you go. That's what I do. CO's doing the Red Sox? Okay. I got you. Well, again, I'm just promoting a buddy. I have a lot of buddies. Everyone's Birdwatcher, he's competing against me as well. Play-by-play. Everyone's competing right now, folks. That's why I do appreciate you guys letting me call this game for you. Does it go to... Are you still on? It says you're still on. I don't think you're on. I think you're saying you were going to bed. All right, Xander Bogaerts coming to the plate. We do have a new pitcher. It's Caleb Thielbar. Just donated 1,000 yen. Oh, my gosh. Well, thank you. If my math is correct, as of a few years ago, that was $10. So, again, thank you very much for the donation, sir. I really appreciate it. I don't know. I guess I'll have to do some currency stuff, but thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. The Godum. Here's the pitch. That's a chopper to the pitcher. Thielbar is going to have to eat it. He can't do anything with it. I'm assuming. That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. I do. Congrats on your growth. I knew it was inevitable, like Thanos. Keep it up. Oh, yeah. Go Texans. Go Texans. Well, again, thank you. I'll pull for the Texans just for you, but I normally do not. I do not. But I do appreciate it. Hey, that's cool with me. Appreciate it. The yen has a value. That's okay. I appreciate it. I really do. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate it. Donating yen. Yeah, no, he's out of Japan, folks. So, again, please subscribe to his channel right now. Again, he's just, when it comes down to, like, common sense, and I say this a lot because, like, obviously all of us are pretty wacky in our own way. I kind of reel the reins back when it comes to play-by-play, so I don't really go too crazy. But, yeah, no, he's pretty like a common sense guy. He's just, rational, level-headed. And, of course, he covers the Astros, but plenty of other, Houston sports as well. He's covering the AL side of the playoffs. So, again, if you want the AL, feel free to check his channel out. Yeah, appreciate the support. That is awesome. Thank you very much. Here is the pitch. That's going to be in there for a called strike. This is O'Hearn, who's 1 for 2. Again, Bogaerts is at first. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Here's the 0-1. That's a breaking ball in there for a call strike. I'm just going to go ahead and put 1,000 yen instead of the $7. We'll do the 1,000 yen. It's interesting. That's cool. Because, yeah, I've never seen that either. 0-2 counts. Thielbar sets, rocks, and fires. That's cut on and fouled back. And it's 0-2. Do you want to remind them about you and the Rhino Show? No, Kenneth, I do not. I'll do that later tonight. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, that's true. But, I do appreciate it, though. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be outside, and it's 1-2. Yes, yeah, you have a good one. Again, check out Go Dome for the Red Sox and the Yankees later this evening. 1-2 count. Field bar sets. Rocks and fires. Checked his swing. Did he go? He did not, and it's 2-2. 2-2 count. Field bar sets. Rocks and fires. That is low, and it's 3-2. Again, nobody out here in the top of the sixth. The Padres trying to extend their lead. Again, they're up 1-0 earlier yesterday, and then they lost the lead in the fifth. They're trying to not make that. They're trying to make that, not happen today, as that's fouled back. English is really good for me today, so it is what it is. Sarcasm, obviously. Once again, it's a 3-2 count. O'Hearn at the plate again. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Thielbar is going to try to pick Bogarts off, but it's not happening. Three and 2. Thielbar fires. That is low for ball 4. And that will bring up Bryce Johnson, who replaced Iglesias, who replaced Sheets. His first appearance, or plate appearance, I believe, in the series. I could be wrong. I believe I'm correct. Again, folks, just a reminder, as they're showing off the Reds-Dodgers, I'll be back tonight for Reds-Dodgers, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 7 Mountain Time, 6 Pacific. Showing bunt. He pulls back. It's in there for a called strike. The Cubs are all playing in. They are definitely weary and wary of the bunt. Kelly calling for time. I don't know if they're having a mound visit. Oh and 1. Thielbar sets. And he's going to look back. Bogarts, clearly Thielbar is rattled. We can say that. Still so upset about the Packers game. Ties are pretty dumb. Should bring back double overtime. They should just do I still think the college overtime is the best overtime. That's what they need to do. Here's the 0-1. That's cut on and fouled back. And I'm sorry. The Packers are 2-0 when I cover a game. They're 1-1 when I don't. Packers are off this week. Check week 6. Interesting is all I'll say about week 6. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball. Called strike 3. He struck him out. Breaking ball catching the top part of the zone. That is a huge out, number 1. That sets up the double play. You just subscribe to the Dome channel you're talking about. That's awesome. Yeah, no, great guy. Really. I'm not kidding. Not kidding. I'm not just going to promote anybody, by the way. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there for a called strike. I certainly don't promote everybody. Okay, I take back my original comment. I will somewhat promote, some people that I don't really know too much about, but, I won't go into detail. I will say that if I don't mean it. As Cronenworth sends this to center, PCA has it. He catches, it's going to throw to third, and Bogarts has no chance. Good throw. And the Padres, once again, might be struggling with runners in scoring position because there was runners with first and second, nobody out. Now, first and second, 2 outs. I didn't watch any of the Reds versus Dodgers game yesterday. Oh, man. Well, again, if you're looking for a voice to be calling the game tonight, I got you covered, Christopher. I'm sure you already know that. All right, Thielbar is done, so a pitching change in Chicago. And Freddie Fermin is the expected batter. I don't know who the new pitcher is. It's going to be Colin Ray. I thought he was a starter, but I guess it's now or never. He is 11-7, 3.95 ERA, whip of a 1.25. Yeah, 5 starters. You can only use 3 of them for the series. So, yeah, that makes sense. Folks, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe. If you haven't done so already, make sure to do so. Again, this is a football, baseball channel. So if you like either of those sports, definitely like it up and sub it up. It's a growing channel, folks. 6 months ago at 30 subs. Actually, no, now it's 7 months because we just crossed into October. But, yeah, 30 months ago. 7 months ago now, at the end of March, we were at 30 subs. Now, again, 1,200. So, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out, making me feel comfortable, making me feel, like not as lonely, Definitely have come a long way since then, for sure. But, yeah, also, I do have a poll up. Feel free to vote. Cubs still in the lead. I might change it up, though, a little bit later in the 7th or 8th. As 53% of you guys have the Cubs winning today still. 47% with the Padres. We need you. Yeah, I don't know, Chris. Well, I'll look at it, And due to some stuff happening this Sunday, yeah, there's no, as you probably noticed, no football poll. I will be covering the game in the morning, but now I won't be able to cover any of the 12 o'clock midday games. If everything goes well, I can come back and cover an evening game or the afternoon game, and then we'll see about the prime time. We'll see about it. I'm not too sure yet. Dennis Point, October 20th. Well, hey, the NL play that day is the question. I'm sure they do. All right, Ray will set. Looks back at second. Kicks and deals. That is low, and it's 1-0. I feel like that'd be the NLCS or maybe the beginning of the World Series. October 20th. Fermin was 1 for 3 yesterday. He's 1 for 1 today. As Ray, pickoff attempt, but not happening. Bogarts is back safe and sound. 1-0 to Freddie Fermin. Ray delivers. That's a chopper to short. Swanson throws to first. Nice stretch by Bush to make the catch for out number 3. Again, nothing doing for the Padres. In runners in scoring position, we head to the bottom of the 6th. Your score, Padres 3, Cubs nothing. Let me see what's happening. October 20th. Game 6 of the NLS, if necessary. Then Tuesday is Game 7. So when does the World Series start? Friday. Which I actually can't cover that Friday because I can't cover Friday games. For now. Again, appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is what I do. I call games. Of course, the Indians did win earlier 6-1 over the Tigers. So that forces Game 3 for tomorrow. And depending on what happens here, I mean, if the Cubs do come back and win, then I will cover Cleveland and Detroit. If this result holds, then I will be covering, of course, Padres Cubs tomorrow. I'm off all day tomorrow. It would be nice to do every game, but again, I don't think I do really much of the AL. If I do, it would be because the NL has no games that day, pretty much. Due up for the Cubs will be Horner, Happ, and Tucker. I'm assuming Morhone is still in because they're not showing any movement, at least on the screen. Today it's October 1st. Yeah, I know. I was just looking to see if what the schedule was that day for baseball. Just waiting to come back. There we go. We're back, kind of. Showing a compilation of what's happened in this one. Again, Cease was dominating. They took him out anyway. Of course, they're showing Machado with his 2-run home run to give the Padres a 3-0 lead. And that's pretty much where we're at. We're just waiting to get this one started, or restarted, I should say. Again, bottom of the 6th inning. Padres leading 3-0. And the winner, of course, of this game does take on the Brewers. The Dodgers, if they win tonight, they will take on the Phillies. Of course, the Reds. Hey, you never know. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there for a called strike. Reds just playing with house money. They were not expected to be here. 0-1 counts. Morhone will set. Kicks and deals. That's going to be high and in, and it's 1-1. Does the rocking make me seem very unprofessional is the question. I wonder if it bothers any of you. If it does, it does. You know, it's actually quite comforting. 1-1. Here's the pitch. That's going to be inside, and it's 2-1 to Nico Horner, who's 1 for 2 on the day. I just lost 5 people. I guess it was. Interesting. Mason Miller warming up in the bullpen. Here's the 2-1. That's a grounder. Oh, it's off his foot, but it goes right to Arias at first, who tags the base with the baseball for out number 1. Oh, my gosh. That was interesting. Luis Arias, again, the ground ball right up the middle off Morhone's foot, and it bounces right to Arias, who then takes the baseball and tags the base with it. Definitely an interesting fellow for sure. That is crazy. Now Morhone turning to look. I don't know if he's in. Nah, he's fine. Here's the pitch to Happ. That's going to be low. And it's 1-0. Happ is 0 for 2 on the day. One to no count to Ian Happ. Morhone kicks and deals. That is low in the dirt, and it's 2-0. 2-0 count to Ian Happ. Happ was 0 for 4 yesterday. He's 0 for 2 today. Looking for his first hit of the series. Looking for his first walk in the series. That's going to be in there for a called strike. 97 at the knees. 2-1. The Reds had a 1.3% chance to make the playoffs. Yep. Definitely an underdog story. Pretty much about the same thing as the Pirates, honestly. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be inside, and it's 3-1 for Mean, shaking his head. Yeah, the Pirates and the Reds pretty much viewed about the same entering the year. Hey, they have the potential to make the playoffs. Well, they actually probably not, but they can make some noise. Obviously, the Pirates made some noise, but for the wrong reason. Here's the 3-1. That's a grounder to short. Bogarts has it, throws to first. Ooh, gets it by a step. Happ was hustling there. That'll bring up Kyle Tucker, who is 0 for 2 today. And, of course, the Reds, 83-79. Obviously not a great record by any means, but, I mean, they did what they needed to do. You know, an NL that is pretty solid. Again, the top 5 teams are really good. 1 through 5 are as solid as you can make them. And they won out of the middle of the pack. That's going to be in there for a call strike force. The Mets, you know, obviously we make fun of the Mets. You know, they were kind of a meme, but they were still, you know, talented. Of course, I don't think anyone, you know, would say they weren't talented for sure. As here's the 0-1. That's going to be in there, but not called a strike. Morhone shaking his head, kind of rolling his eyes. I mean, if the Mets played the Dodgers, I think most people are like, you know what? I think the Mets they would have a shot at beating the Dodgers in L.A. They actually played LA well this year. Here's the 1-1. That's a grounder, and that's going foul. As for the Reds, again, I feel like most people just have, well, yeah, it's probably going to be a Dodgers sweep. But yeah, no, I mean, the Reds had a good year. They did what they needed to do. Again, 83-79 at the best, but they got in. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be outside, and it's 2-2. So, yeah, the Mets, obviously, they just missed out. The Diamondbacks, they're a team that could beat anybody but also lose to anybody with their offense and their pitching. Great offense, terrible pitching. 2-2 count. Morhone fires. That's going to be a foul tip. And it's 2-2 once more. The Giants, of course, known for their pitching. Really good pitching. Terrible hitting. Cardinals, yeah, not that good. Only one team to win the World Series with 83 wins were the 06 St. Louis Cardinals. Wow. Here's the 2-2. That's inside, and it's 3-2. Checking his swing. He did not go. I didn't even know that, to be honest with you. 06. The 06 Cardinals. That's close. They're not showing the side angle there for some reason. 3-2 count. Cubs fans are rising to their feet. Tucker hits this to shallow center. Merrill on the run and makes the catch for out number 3. It remains San Diego up by a field goal. 3-0 is your score as we head to the top of the 7th. Yeah, this game has kind of slowed down. I'm sure you guys have kind of felt it as well. We were through 3 within an hour. Like we were at the top of the 4th and just crossing the hour mark. And then the last 3 innings, well, I guess they've went an hour, but, you know, it's definitely felt longer. To be honest, it just feels like the last 3 have been much longer than the first 3. Folks, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Pressing that like button helps small channels like mine a lot. It really does. Again, we're a growing channel, folks. Starting this in March, we had 30 subs. Here we are. First day of October, we are over 1,200 subs. So, again, we are a channel on the rise. So, definitely like and subscribe. If you like baseball, like football, this is the channel for you. Of course, I'll be returning tonight for Reds Dodgers. And, of course, if this game does go to Game 3, I'll be returning to this game tomorrow as well. I'm not just disappearing. Would have covered Game 1, but I had to be at work the entire day yesterday. Today was only a half day, so that's why I'm here. Tomorrow I'm off. Cardinals finished 06 with 83-78, same as this year's Reds. Los Rojos. Due up for the Padres is Tatis, Arias, and Machado. Don't know, pardon me, if see a new pitcher or not. Colin Ray is a starter, so I mean he could go for a little bit longer. It just depends on Garvey or Grace. I totally forgot. Let's see what I can do here. We are back. So let me come back to that as Tatis Jr. is at the plate. It's 1 for 2 in this one. Has also scored a run. Here's the pitch. That is inside. And it's 1-0. Again, top of the 7th here. The Padres leading 3-0 over the Cubs. Here's the 1-0. Tatis hits this to right center, and Suzuki makes the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Luis Arias, who's 1 for 2. He's batting .292, OPS of 719. Well, that was in the regular season, so I don't know why I'm even saying that, to be honest with you. Game 1 was 0 for 4. Here he's 1 for 2 with a sac bunt. Here's the pitch, taking all the way. That's in there for a called strike. Again, Arias just randomly will take pitches all the way, trying to guess on when it'll be in the strike zone or not. 0-1, here's the pitch. That's going to be hit to right, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Suzuki was coming in. I don't know if he was just playing way back or not, but that was interesting. All right, that'll bring up Manny Machado, who hit a 2-run shot earlier in this one. It's 1 for 3. Jesus King, high delay at, go Pads. Well, thank you for stopping by, Lightning Jr. Here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss, and it's strike 1. Haven't seen you in a while, RFK. It's been a little bit. 0-1 count to Manny Machado as Ray sets and fires. That is outside, and it's 1-1. 1-1 count. Ray sets. Pickoff attempt, and Arias is back safe and sound. One and one to Manny Machado here in the top of the 7th. Ray sets, kicks, and deals. Chopped off his foot. It's 1-2. Machado kind of limping it off, walking it off. Machado, of course, slid earlier and then kind of milked it a little bit. Feel like he might be doing the same. Of course, it probably hurts. He has 2,069 career hits, 5th most among active players. Did not realize he was that high up there. There's got to be hope. Oh, yeah, plenty of baseball left for the Cubs fans. 1-2 count. Ray fires. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That'll bring up Jackson Merrill, who's 0 for 1 with the walk. Again, there's a runner on first, but with 2 outs. As Ray delivers, that's a chopper, and that's going foul. Oh, and 1 count to Jackson Merrill. Again, he had a sacrifice fly as well. I brought in the first run of the game. Here's the 0-1. That is inside, almost hit him, and that makes it 1-1. 1-1 is the count to Jackson Merrill. Ray sets, and actually his pickoff attempt, and Arias is back safe and sound. Cubs have 9 outs left. Yep, 9 outs. Need at least 3 to push it to extras. Merrill steps back in on the 1-1. Ray sets, rocks, and fires. Merrill hits this to right. Suzuki still on the run, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Nothing doing there for the Padres. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Your score, Padres 3. Cubs, nothing. Where's the offense? I don't know. Hey, FK, yeah, butterfly catches you. You're gone. All right, Steve Garvey was a Padre. Trying to see if he was better than, who was the other guy? Garvey versus Grace. Garvey as a Padre, not the best. Batted .275, OPS, though, of .717. Didn't draw many walks. This is on-base percentage, which is only a 309. Got a lot of hits, though. But it was definitely a different time where people viewed statistics a little bit differently. So that is Garvey. Now we're looking at Grace. Assuming it's probably Mark Grace, if I had to guess. And Grace strictly as a Chicago. Oh, it's going to have to be it's easy here. It's kind of a blowout. actually. OPS of 832 as a Cub. Of course, you still have the longevity. Had a high batting average, which for that era and this era is good. So, yeah, no, I'd say it's definitely Mark Grace. Final answer. Final answer there. Folks, again, appreciate you guys ringing out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Fly here? No. But, she might come in and like, hey, what is that? Again, I'm not going to argue with my mods. The mods will have final say. I mean, maybe I'll chat later. Like, yeah, I think you're a little too much there. But for them, I haven't had to do that yet. New pitcher for the Padres is Mason Miller. Came over, of course, from the Athletics in a trade. On the year, he's 1 for 2, 2.63 ERA, whip of a .91. So that is the ERA of Mason Miller. He can touch 103, folks, by the way, so that is also a thing. Suzuki is 1 for 2 on the day. Winner to take all game 3 on the way? Most likely. I mean, again, you still have plenty of time left. You only need 3 runs to push this into extras. So we'll see. Just checking out some things here. All right, here's the pitch to Suzuki. That's in there for a called strike. 0-1 to Seiya Suzuki as we begin the bottom of the 7th. Miller will set. Kicks and fires. That's a swing and a miss. Slider outside. And it's 0-2. You're very welcome, Sean. Very welcome. 0-2. Miller sets, rocks and fires. That is outside, and it's 1-2. Mason Miller rather than 4. No, he's probably not. Probably not. Actually can't confirm, but probably not. I think Chris Miller's too old. I think. 3 runs feels like 33 runs. Oh, yeah, it does. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be low. Slider. 2-2. Last 21 appearances for Miller. 4 hits, no runs, 45 strikeouts, 22 innings pitched. I mean, he's been good. He's been great. Here's the 2-2. Checks his swing. That is upstairs. And it's 3-2. 102 on the radar gun. Again, he just brings the heat. Cubs fans are on their feet. Not trying to rhyme all the time. It happens. 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 103 on the gun. Mason Miller. Apparently, that's the 5th time that the Cubs have struck out on a full count. That's a killer. 103 on the gun. That's just, you're just not going to catch up. And that was high and inside. Kelly coming to the plate as Miller delivers. That's going to be hit to right, shallow right. Arias trying to make a play. Oh, and he tumbles into the netting. And, of course, he's not able to make the catch. Hopefully he's okay. I'm sure that didn't look like it was. Oh, man, yeah, just the padding in his thigh. 102. It's at 103 on my end. 0-1 count to Carson Kelly. Machado having a word with the third base umpire for some reason. That play was on the right side. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be caught on and fouled back. That's 103 again on the gun. Kelly 0 for 1 with the walk. Yesterday was 1 for 3 and a solo home run. 0-2 count to Carson Kelly. Miller sets, rocks and fires. 104 on the outside corner. He struck him out. 104, folks. Oh, my goodness. Right on the outside corner. How do you hit that? Pete Crow Armstrong coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Again, he's been struggling all series, looking for his first hit. Miller fires. That is outside, and it's 1-0. 1-0 count. Miller sets. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. 103 on the gun. Crow's like shaking his head like, okay. I apologize. Did I say 0-2? I think I said. If I didn't, well, then forget it. But for some reason, I just thought I did. 1-1 is the count. If I didn't say that, I apologize. Here's the pitch. That is inside, and it's 2-1. 103 on the fastball. Who had the better chicken egg name? Chick Hearn or Billy Hatcher? Chick Hearn, Billy Hatcher, Chick Hearn. This is Billy Hatcher. This is Chick Hearn. Billy Hatcher. That sounds better. 2-1 count. Miller fires way upstairs, and it's 3-1. That was 103 on the gun. He's talented. Oh, he's good. 104. Could ask for more. You really can't. You really can't. Chapman has hit 105, though. Just saying. Here's the 3-1. That's an off-speed pitch right down the middle. I don't know how you just lock in for that. 3-2 count to Pete Crow Armstrong. Cubs fans they're slowly rising. Only a few of them have. They're kind of defeated now. Here's the 3-2. Called strike 3. He struck him out 90. Oh my goodness, again, how do you just hit this guy? It's going to be 104. He's going to fool you with the slider. We head to the top of the 8th. The Padres up 3-0 over the Cubs. Let's go, Mason Miller. Yeah, no, he's good. Folks, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, folks. This is what I do. I call games. So, again, make sure to like and subscribe if you like baseball, if you like football, if you like sports in general. This is what I do. This is what I do. Yeah, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Yeah, again, if you can like, that'd be good. That'd be great. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and I'll leave the poll up. It's fine. I mean, it's still doable. I don't really know what else to put up. Don't really know what else to put up. And you're very welcome, Sean. You're very welcome. 2 up for the Padres will be Bogarts, O'Hearn, and Johnson. So, yeah, then again, I have no idea, really. Again, I'll be back tonight. I guess that's something I could say. Again, I'll be back tonight for the Reds and the Dodgers. So feel free to, again, subscribe, and I will be back for another game in the National League. I'm sure that will be of somewhat interest to both teams. Here, obviously, you guys won't be playing the winner of that game or anything, but the Padres, of course, are the Dodgers, the Cubs, the Reds. So maybe, just keeping an eye out on the other team in your division. Or maybe not. I don't know. So what is that? It's 3 teams from the NL Central, 2 from the NL West, 1 from the NL East. Interesting. Xander Bogaerts will be coming to the plate whenever we begin the top of the 8th inning. Again, my apologies about the 3D, but the 3D just wasn't cooperating again. So I won't be doing that for a while until until we figure that out. So we're just waiting for this game to resume. And they are promoting, again, Red Sox and the Yankees. Later, again, I won't be covering that one. Here's the pitch. That's going to be on the outside, but it's called a strike. Colin Ray still in the game. Bogarts is 1 for 3 today. Yesterday was 2 for 4, so he's had a pretty good series so far. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be cut on and hit to right. Suzuki, shielding his eyes, makes the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Ryan O'Hearn, who's 1 for 2. I believe I could be wrong there. And 1 batter, and that's going to be it for Colin Ray. So I guess we're going to go to the bullpen because why not? Let's go ahead and just keep this game going. It's going to be Taylor Rogers, the new pitcher for the Cubs. So they're going to take another commercial break. I, of course, will be right here. The Reds and the Cubs, only team to make the list from... Make the list? What list? I mean, I don't know if you're saying postseason. Again, the Brewers also made it. But, I mean, obviously they're not playing in the first round. Yep. Again, I wish this would tell me the time. I don't know why they don't. They have it for this random Sunday. They don't have it for Saturday. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't know. They haven't even decided any of the games yet. I have no idea. Oh, maybe it's because the Seattle. That's obviously going to be the later game. I guess that's why. So just trying to see what matchup. I guess. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. The Phillies. If the Dodgers play the Phillies, I imagine the Phillies would be the late game, and if the Cubs play the Brewers, that would be the early game. It just really, I guess it depends on which Central or West teams, if whatever, either or. I'm assuming that's what it is, if I had to guess. Now, if both teams from the West or Central make it, then I have no idea. No idea. Just showing off again, the winner of the Red Sox-Yankees series will play the Blue Jays, the winner of the Guardians/Indians series, with the Tigers, take on the Mariners. Again, O'Hearn will be at the plate as he faces Taylor Rogers, 3.38 ERA on the season. One of the better relievers in all of MLB. Though he isn't his brother, though, as that's going to be inside for ball 1. Tyler Rogers is really good. Let's go number 32. Rogers sets and fires. That's going to be hit to left, and that is slicing foul. Once again, it's a 1-1 to O'Hearn. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 8th. The Padres leading 3-0. Rogers fires. That is inside, and it's 2-1. Two and 1 count. Rogers sets, rocks, and fires. That is in there for a called strike, and it's 2-2. O'Hearn will ask for time. Again, feel free to chat down below, talk about whatever you like. I try to read as many comments as possible. Of course, if you want to be a silent listener, that is fine with me. I'm usually the same as well on other channels. 2-2, here's the pitch. That's me cut on and fouled back, and he'll see another. See, it's only 3 2/3. I don't think he's going to mind, though, if they get the win. I'm sure he wanted to go a little bit more. 2-2. Rogers sets and fires. Grounder to second. Tosses to first for out number 2. That'll bring up Bryce Johnson. It's 0 for 1 in this one. Who are you going for in this game? I don't really have a dog in the fight. I just like some good baseball. Here's the pitch. That's going to be upstairs, and it's 1-0. Of course, I like offense. I'm an offense guy when it comes to baseball, so I like the, 7-5, 8-6 games. 3-0, doesn't really do it for me. That's going to be in there for a called strike. Force if it's really good pitching with a lot of strikeouts, then, all right, I'm cool with it, but, that's just me. 1-1 count. Rogers sets and fires. That's in there, and it's 1-2 to Johnson. Again, if the Cubs win, It's over. They move on to Milwaukee. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be scooped to left. Left center. PCA is there and makes the catch. Of course, the Padres looking like they are trending towards victory. Of course, we'll find out a little bit more of that in a few moments. Again, we're heading to the bottom of the 8th. The Padres leading 3-0 over the Cubs. The Cubs only with 3 hits today. Yesterday, the Padres are the ones that couldn't hit. Only 4 hits in Game 1 for the Padres. Of course, they lost. 3 hits for the Cubs here, and they're trending towards playing tomorrow. Did you see my message? What, Gene? Gene, oh, Mason. Again, I said it, if I see Gene, I'm going to say Gene. It'll be okay. It'll be okay, I promise. Folks, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe for more play-by-play with Dr. Delay. This is what I do. Again, I'll be back tonight for Reds-Dodgers. Of course, I'm sure most of us will be pulling for the Reds in that one. Me, of course, I'll keep it down the middle, but I will be, of course, pulling for the Reds. I can't lie. Cannot lie about that. I'll save the lying for the broadcast. Like, you know what? I'm just calling it down the middle, man. Due up for the Cubs will be Swanson, Shaw, and Bush. Cubs, again, with the votes, 52%. That's kind of stayed steady despite the score. Cubs fans, or just people that believe in the Cubs, still holding strong that, hey, this is still doable, that they're going to come back and they're going to win this game. That'd be quite the scene for sure. So, yeah, that would definitely be something. Again, I'm not seeing anything for the Padres. It looks like they're going to I don't know. They might keep in Mason. I don't know. I don't know if he does 2 innings here. I don't know. I'm not seeing that they're going to the pen or anything. So it looks like they are keeping Mason in, as Swanson's going to be coming to the plate. Interesting. All right, Swanson coming to the plate. Again, bottom of the 8th, the Padres leading 3-0. It's time to, if the Cubs want any chance of winning this game, they got to get it going now, at least a run. Miller is still in the game as he sets and fires. That is inside, and it's 1-0. Swanson has to spin out of the way. Yesterday was 1 for 3. Today he's 1 for 2. Miller sets, kicks, and deals. That's in there for a called strike. It's 1-1. Mason Miller has struck out all 6 batters he has faced this series. Jeez, here's the 1-1. That's going to be cut on and fouled back. And it's 1-2. Did you guys hear a loud bang as well? Hopefully everything's okay here. 1-2 count. Miller sets and fires. That is inside, and it's 2-2. Two and 2 counts as Miller will set and fire. That's going to be a foul tip off of Fermin. Swanson just trying to stay alive here. Fermin's walking it off and now hopping it off. Yeah, it's brutal. Oh. Count is 2-2 to Swanson as Fermin is back in the squatting position now, and really in the kneeling position. That's the new way of doing things. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 103 on the gun. I just don't know how. Oh, man, that's so tough. That'll bring up Moises Ballesteros to the plate. He is pinch hitting for Shaw. During the regular season, batted .298. Mound visit here for Mason Miller, and looks like he's not coming out. It's a team meeting, it looks like. Approaching the 3-hour mark. 2 hours and 40 minutes. We might touch the 3-hour mark, actually. Yeah, this is Moises Ballesteros. Didn't really play too much as he was a call-up. He made his debut in May, but didn't really play much. Then was sent down and recalled up. Only 57 at-bats on the year, but looked good in those 57 at-bats. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing. That is low, and it's 1-0. Only 21 years old. His postseason debut here against Mason Miller. It's it's a tough ask. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. 1-1 is the count. Miller sets, kicks, and deals. Swing and a miss, 103 above the zone. He swung, just couldn't make a clean connection there, as that was actually a foul tip into the catcher's glove. 1-2 is the count. Miller will set on the 1-2. Rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. He has struck out everybody he has seen so far in the postseason. That'll bring up Michael Busch. So we await the pitch here. Again, they're showing off the divisional round. NL, of course, will be on TBS. Here's the pitch. That is inside for ball one. The AL will be on Fox and FS1 on Saturday. And Sunday, actually. Or is it Friday and Sunday? I can't remember, actually. It is what it is. 1-0 count. Busch is 0 for 3 today. 1 for 3 yesterday. That's going to be inside. Oh, and it hit him. So the strikeout doesn't happen for the first time this postseason. Has struck out 5 today, struck out 3 yesterday. Did I get him? Where did I get him at? Oh, the shin. Oh, that's got to hurt. Well, it is what it is. Busch will not. No, okay, no. This is going to be Miller is going to be yanked. I thought it was a pinch runner. Never mind. So this is going to do it for Miller. Again, very solid. Faced 6 batters, struck out 5 of them, and then of course hit a guy. So Robert Suarez will be the new pitcher for the Padres. When we come back, it'll be Nico Horner at the plate, who's 1 for 3 in this one. Cubs have a chance. Runner on first again with 2 outs. I don't know if they are going away. Kind of showing what happened earlier in this one. Just a couple of hits, getting people on, then a double steal, moving people into scoring position. Sacrifice fly by Jackson Merrill would bring in Tatis. And then nothing really would happen for a few innings until later in the 5th when Machado brought in Tatis and himself with just a moonshot to the left, making it 3-0. And pretty much that's it. Yeah, not really much happening in this one as far as offense is concerned. Machado again with the 2-run shot. And they're highlighting Mason Miller and his 5 strikeouts. The Cubs offense only 3 hits. 11 strikeouts. 4 left on base. Just a rough outing for the Cubs offense. So kind of a flip of the script from yesterday. And the Padres had no offense yesterday. The Cubs, not really much, but they did have 2 home runs. And, of course, we're able to get some people on base. Pretty much the same thing with the Padres. Not many hits, but more than the other team. Suarez with a 2.97 ERA. So, again, pretty solid reliever. The Padres have a great, actually, bullpen. We're just kind of waiting for this to resume as Suarez is still doing his warm-up pitches. All right, Nico Hoerner again coming to the plate. He's 1 for 3 in this one. There's a runner on at first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. All right, Suarez looks over at first. He sets, rocks and fires. Cut on and hit to right, and that's going foul. So 0-1 again. The Cubs need something. If they want a chance, need to do something here. Hoerner, 2 for 3 with a sacrifice fly yesterday again, so not a bad series at all as Hoerner's going to ask for time. Already 3 hits. That's what he does. He just hits. Ian Happ is on deck. He's had a rough series so far. 0-1 count. Suarez rocks and fires. That is low, and it's 1-1. So 1-1 is the count to Nico Hoerner. Showing Dylan Cease. Again, he was prematurely yanked in my opinion, but it all works out in the end. They have yet to allow a run. As Suarez sets and fires. That's going to be hit to right, and that is going to be a leaping catch by Fernando Tatis Jr. Oh, and he's saying, let's go, and beating his chest. Oh, man, that could have been huge for the Cubs, but nothing doing as we head to the top of the 9th. Oh, a leaping grab is a nice catch. Again, heading to the top of the 9th, the Padres leading 3-0 over the Cubs. Folks, again, appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure again to like and subscribe for more play-by-play with Dr. DeLay. This is what I do, folks. I call games. So, again, if you like MLB, if you like NFL, make sure to do so. And, of course, I do cover a little bit of college as well. But yeah, this is what I do. I try to do that traditional radio style. Hopefully that's something that you guys like. You're off to a church dinner. See you? Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Sean. You have a good one. You have a good one. Again, I'll be covering all the Game 3s tomorrow, or at least on the NL side. It really is pretty much the same thing. You know, if this game goes to a Game 3, it's trending that way, then I'll be back tomorrow. And, of course, if the Reds and Dodgers go to a Game 3, I'll be covering that tomorrow. If that doesn't go to a Game 3, then it's Thursday night football for me with the Niners and the Rams, I want to say. So that would be fun. So either way, I'm going to be on twice tomorrow. So hopefully that sounds good to you guys. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. It's a growing channel. Again, started doing this in March, and we were only at 30 subs when I really started focusing on play-by-play. Now we're over 1,200. So, again, it is a growing channel, folks. So feel free to join the growth. Join the growth because it is there. So be there or be square, I guess. I don't know what the Cubs will be doing, who they'll have out there. They had Rogers to end the 8th. He replaced Ray. I don't know. Cronenworth will be at the plate whenever we do come back. He's 0 for 3, looking for his first hit of the series. But yes, you enjoy your church dinner, Sean. Appreciate you again for stopping on by. We're just waiting for this conclusion pretty much at this point. All right, we're back in Chicago. Or again, the Padres lead 3-0 as we're heading to the top of the 9th. Willie Castro is out at third, or playing third, as that's inside for ball 1. Again, this is Cronenworth, who's 0 for 3 on the day, looking for his first hit in the series. Lefty on lefty, Rogers delivers. That's inside, and it's 2-0 to Cronenworth. Yesterday 0 for 3, today 0 for 3. You can say he's consistent at least. 2-0. Rogers sets and fires. Grounder to second. Tosses to first for out number 1. All right, one away for the Padres. That'll bring up Freddie Fermin, who is batting .251, OPS of .636, 5 homers, 26 RBIs. But I guess we got to wait. There's another change for the Cubs. Cubs just going through, changing pitchers. So a new pitcher for the Cubs, and that's going to be Michael Soroka. It's a former starter. I don't know if he still was a starter. He did start a little bit, but not much for the Cubs. Only one start with the Cubs, but he's been really good with the Cubs. 1.08 ERA as a Cub. Same as his whip, which is, your whip and the ERA pretty good. That's 99.9% of the time a good thing. So Soroka, the new pitcher for the Cubs. Again, he'll face Freddie Fermin. Just kind of hanging out here, folks, until we get back into it. Again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. I know there's a lot of competition today. I know it. Everyone's going to be streaming this one game. So I do appreciate you guys for letting me call this game for you. So hopefully I'm doing a decent enough job, and hopefully you're able to like and subscribe. Again, it's free to do so. And again, I'll be back tomorrow. If this does go to a Game 3, I'll be covering, again, all the NL games tomorrow. Try to cover as much NL postseason as I can. And, of course, the World Series as well. As many games as possible. That's what I do. Again, I call games. NFL, MLB, college football. It is a growing channel. Soroka looks like he is done with the warm-up, I think. Tough day for the Cubs bats. Yes, Roberts. They did struggle today. The Padres were really good. Padres really good on the mound. It appears, though, they'll have another chance tomorrow. That's all you can afford. Hey, maybe they just pop off in the bottom of the ninth. You never know. Never know. All right, again, for me at the plate, he's 1 for 2. Yesterday was 1 for 3. As here's the pitch that is in there for a called strike. For me, taking all the way. Tatis is on deck. 0-1 count, breaking ball. That is inside, but it's called a strike. For me, didn't like the call, and I don't blame him. Oh, and 2 count. Here's the pitch. That is outside, and it's 1-2. Soroka kind of moving fast here. I prefer that, of course. Action. I like a lot of action. High-paced offense. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Checked his swing. He did not go. And it's 2-2. And again, this game tomorrow will be played at the same time, folks. So again, make sure to like and subscribe if you're looking for someone to call this game. And if you're at work, around the house, I got you covered. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball to second. Throws to first. Took his time to throw it. But he got the out regardless. And that'll bring up Fernando Tatis Jr., who's 1 for 3 in this one. What in the world? All right, Soroka kicks and deals to Tatis. That's a chopper to short. Swanson throws to first for out number 3. All right. Well, we head to the bottom of the ninth. The Cubs have one last chance to try to win it, or of course push it to extras. They trail the Padres 3-0. So once again, folks, appreciate you guys for again letting me call this game for you. Again, if you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. This is what I do. I call games. So again, if you like sports, make sure to join the many people that have already liked and subscribed. So definitely do it. Let's see if the scroll's back up. The scroll's not. I don't know what happened to the scroll. Oh, I'll probably have to reset that. It is what it is. But yeah, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Oh, wow. I just realized that is way off the screen. That looks a lot better. I hope so. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I messed up. No, it's fine. It is fine. But yeah, again, feel free to also chat down below. Of course, the poll probably... Yeah, let's go and end it right now. I mean, there's still... 51% of you guys have the Cubs winning. It would definitely be interesting if the Cubs won. That would be a very exciting bottom of the ninth. And, of course, the Indians defeating the Tigers earlier, forcing a Game 3. So far, one game going to Game 3, or one series going to Game 3. The second game appears to be heading in that direction. And, of course, the Yankees, they probably feel like they can force a Game 3. Wouldn't it be interesting for the Reds? Oh, that would be so interesting. The Reds over the Dodgers. Again, I'll be calling that one tonight. But what a, oh man, if that goes to Game 3, wow, that would be interesting. All right, Ian Happ will be at the plate to start things off in the bottom of the ninth. Cubs fans, again, they have been pretty much neutralized. They were very loud earlier, but I think just the failing, I guess, of the bats kind of just neutralized them. So, all right, we are back. We are good, showing Craig Counsell. Again, Suarez is still on the mound as Ian Happ comes to the plate. Suarez sets and fires. That is inside, and it's 1-0. Happ, again, is 0 for 3. Yesterday was 0 for 4. He's looking for his first hit of the series. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. That is low, and it's 2-0. Game in Boy 2. What's up, Dr. Lane? Chat, looks like we got a series. We do. We may indeed. 2-0 count. Suarez sets, rocks and fires. That is in there for a called strike right down the middle. 100 on the gun. The Indians, of course, forcing a Game 3. Padres appear to be doing the same. 2-1 count. Suarez fires. That's going to be hit to shallow left. Maybe not as shallow as I thought, as Johnson makes the catch for out number 1. That is a huge out number 1. And that'll bring up Kyle Tucker. If the Reds can force a Game 3 against the Dodgers, the pressure will be on the... Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%, Christopher. That is something I don't think many people would talk about, is the fact that the Reds, if they win tonight, all the pressure would be on the Dodgers tomorrow. Again, the Reds just playing with house money. Kyle Tucker, 0 for 3 yesterday. He's 0 for 3 today. As Suarez rocks and fires, that is low, and it's 1-1. But yeah, pretty sure, again, I believe all of America would be pulling for the Reds tonight. And again, I'll be covering that one, so again, make sure to like and subscribe. I will be back tonight for another NL wildcard game. 1-0. Here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1 to Kyle Tucker. Again, looking for his first hit of the series. 1-1. Suarez sets, rocks and fires. That's going to be yanked to right, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Tatis is there, and we'll throw it in. The Cubs showing some life. Same with the fans. I feel like the fans have been pretty neutralized in this one for the most part. That'll bring up Seiya Suzuki with a runner on at first with 1 out. Suzuki is 1 for 3. He was 1 for 3 yesterday. Of course, he had a home run yesterday. He had a double today. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a called strike. 100 on the sinker. Cubs fans are standing. They are pretty excited. Suarez looking over at first. He sets, rocks, and fires. Swing and a miss. 1-0-1 on the gun, and it's 0-2 to Seiya Suzuki. Could not catch up to it. 0-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. That is upstairs, and it's 1-2. One and two. Suarez looks over at first. He sets and fires. That's going to be cut on and fouled back, and he'll see another. It's not over until it's over. Again, a runner on first, one out here in the bottom of the ninth. Seiya Suzuki is at the plate. Suarez sets and fires. Cut on and fouled back. Count remains at 1-2. One and two is the count to Suzuki. Suarez looks over at first. He sets. Kicks and deals. That is outside, and it's 2-2. The Cubs fans getting louder, feeling the optimism. 2-2 is the count to Seiya Suzuki. Cubs fans are clapping. They are hollering. They are cheering. Suarez looks over at first. He sets and fires. That's in the dirt, ball 3. 3-2 is the count. Suzuki, it was 0-2. Now it's 3-2. Again, Suarez was pitching a little bit in the 8th. Maybe that impacted it. I'm not too sure. But it's getting loud. Again, most of the 3-2s today, if not all of them, I think, have went with a strikeout or a ground out. 3-2 count. Suarez sets, rocks, and fires. Grounder to short. There's 1 and 2. A double play in the Padres. Hold off the Cubs and force a Game 3. Final score 3-0 over the Cubs. Rally time, not quite, Roberts. Not quite. Oh, that is tough. That is tough for the Cubs. That is brutal. Folks, that was kind of fun. Padres 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors, pardon me. Cubs, no runs, 4 hits. Again, just kind of an inverse of yesterday, except, the Padres did score a run yesterday. The Cubs did not score a run today. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe. I'll be back, tonight, but, of course, I'll be covering this game tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and put up that stream in a little bit. But, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, Padres and the Cubs. I'll probably put it up later tonight, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'll be back, of course, tonight with the Reds and Dodgers. And again, I'm doing the NL Game 3s tomorrow. So again, make sure to like and subscribe. So yes, final score, Padres 3, Cubs nothing. Like it up and sub it up, people. This is what I do. I call games. So again, if you like the traditional radio style voice I try to do, make sure to like and subscribe. I will see you guys later tonight if you're coming back for Reds Dodgers. If not, I wish you guys a great rest of your Wednesday, and y'all have a great one. I'll try to send you guys somewhere else. We'll see what's happening. Peace. You guys have a great rest of your day.